Probando. Probando.
Welcome guys to the United Gozos channel. We have another deck profile for you from YCS Bologna with about 2,400 players, and we have Marty. Tell us what you played today.
Yeah, I managed to get top 64 at YCS Bologna. I played pure yummy, but before we go to the deck profile, I like to shout out, of course, our team United Gozos, then our new sponsor Card Market. Yeah, check out our MetaFi and our UG Academy, where we can get you some coachings in. Also, I will release a masterclass about pure yummy, which is interesting. So yeah, check it out in the future.
Okay, let's go to the deck.
Let's begin. Yeah, I played pure yummy because I felt that it has a great matchup against Dracotail, and the matchup against K9 decks in general is also good if you start. So Dracotail is winnable first and second. The Mitsuyami matchup is a dice roll in game 1, but some games you can manage to win with the non-engine, and the rest is just standard as always. And it can play a lot of non-engine with Capsi, and the rest is just standard as always. And it can play a lot of non-engine, which is great for a deck, and it is consistent. So for the engine, I played the 3 Marshmallow, then 3 Capsi, 2 of the other ones, and then we played 3 Engage, and the last cards were 2 Puri Rise and 1 Pot of Prosperity. So here you have 5 Capsis. The thing is with Droll and Lockbird, it's not that big of a problem. You will see why later in the extra deck and in the main deck. If you have Engage, you start with your normal summon, with your yummy monsters, and then you engage if you know your opponent hasn't Droll and Lockbird. The engine requirements, those 3, yes, and that's for the
yummy core.
Yummy core, yeah. Then for the non-engine, the best part of this deck, 3 Fuvalos, 3 Ghost Bell, then 3 Ash Blossom, and 3 Dominus Purge. That's for the monster hand traps / trap hand traps. So those are the best against Dracotail. This one is obviously good against anything going second, and that's why I choose those. Then I played 8 breaker cards, the Super Poly, and the Droplets. This is also another card against Dracotail. So you play basically 12 dodge cards with the Fuvalos, which is crazy. The Super Poly is not that great against Dracotail, but some people ended like on Secretarian Dragon, Mololo, some boards like that. And there you can go Super Poly into Gravity Controller. So at least against that matchup, it's not that good, but it's okay.
Yeah, and your idea was to always break the Dracotail board, right, this tournament?
You can hand trap them on Urgula and then still play with your other engine. But the Super Poly was like really good against Mitsuyami first and second. If you force Mitsuyami into a half board, Super Poly comes clutch. Also, if you get Fubat, if you go first, you can just set Super Poly and have 1/2 non-engine in hand, and then you can survive, because under Fuba you always end on Snatchy and a level 1.
Yeah.
So this card was crazy this weekend.
Okay.
And then we have the 1 code buy and the talents, obviously, for the hand traps and sometimes seconds. And then this was for the non-engine, and the last part of the deck. The best part I played the Apophis cards in the main deck. The problem is from pure yummy, your end board is not strong enough. So I tried Ibli, opponent ruler, these will be with them. This card on, you can just, even in the grind game against Recruiter, it was clutch. And going first, if you resolve Arclight with this, it's FTK. Like, I never lost where I resolved those cards, never. So my game one plan was solved with these cards.
Okay.
Side or extra?
Oh, whatever you want.
Okay, let's go to the extra deck first. So for the Yummy Synchros, this is standard.
Yeah.
3. Then we have the Arclight, of course, the Marcher, and then the 3 Snatches. This was standard. Then for the Super Poly targets, the Madrag and the Garura. And then because I played those, I played the Gravity Controller. This is great because if you Super Poly, you can link away in the Extra Monster Zone for Gravity Controller, and then you have basically an extender. With Garura, you can also draw 1 card, so it's very great.
1 card.
Then for the Engage package, Kagari. Then Link Spider, SP, and the Silhouette Rabbit.
Yeah.
I decided to not play Almirage because I think it's not needed in this deck. If you normal summon a hand trap and your opponent Fuvas you can basically I can face. And that, standards. Now I can play resolve this one. I can do game, and in the grind game I can, if Fuvas you can basically scoop the game. And in the grind game I can, if I resolve this one, I can do with this the Link Spider, and then I can play again with Minion, worst case. So that's why I didn't play the Almirage. Yes, and that was it for the extra deck. Now
¿Qué onda, Argel? ¿Cómo estamos?
So,
¿Cómo estamos?
For the Mitsu matchups, I think this is standard. Then we played Droll and Lockbird for the Mitsu matchups and the K9 matchups. Then I decided to play 3 evenly to post side win 100% against Ricochet. And the last cards were Thrust with Obedience. I didn't play this in the main deck because I wanted to resolve Silhouette Rabbit as much as possible. Because if you get like 2 hand traps, you can still end on Lollipop with the Silhouette Rabbit, which is decent if you have non-engine in hand. So you don't want to draw this first, but pulse side I can side it with the Thrust, and it's fine second.
No está mal, ¿eh?
Then the one Duster,
Evenly.
the best going first card, the Featherstorm with the Fucho. So basically I have 3 Featherstorms, and if I got Charmed, then I end on this in the Extra Monster Zone. And
sí, para linkearlo.
He has hard times to like force this card. I can just chill till he like waste 3-4 cards, and then I flip this and chain my Lollipop and chain my Surprise and have plenty of follow-up. In worst case, if I don't have any follow-up, I can link this away into Gravity Controller and then use again Minion to revive. So
this was
really good.
Did it ever come up that you resolved it during your turn? Or?
This one? No.
Oh, you're crazy.
No. They have to commit, otherwise I flip it in my turn and kill them. Okay, this was it for the deck profile. Some shoutouts to Yannis, who tested with me a lot this deck.
Vamos a ver todos los profiles que podamos que se me hagan interesantes. De abajo hacia arriba.
Ciao a tutti,
come servizio sábado.
Siamo sul canale del Project 7 ho fatto
no mames, non vai a fare servizio.
al YCS di Bologna, ho portato questo schifo qui, 3 capsi, 3 marshmallow, lollipop cookie, questo, standard,
con questa qualità della verga.
Il pacchetto piccolo perché non volevo briccare, ma tanto l'ho fatto lo stesso, quindi...
Perché 3 players?
Andiamo avanti. Questa perché serve per forza, perché sennò contro Dracotel fai ridere, ma anche contro il resto fai ridere. 3 Fuvalos, 3 Belle, 3 Ash, 3 Droll, 3 Perma, e per provare a rispettare Vanquish, Mirror e vabbè Dracotel. E
Hay que titularse. Pensé que ya te habías titulado.
e poi le ultime due perché il mazzo è I go first, e queste due, che però se non vedi la play non servono a niente, quindi...
Chi va primo?
Non io.
Non io.
Poi extra, due snatchi perché non serve il terzo.
Link Spire?
Link Spider per Nibiru che è diventato più popolare. Questo da fare sopra Vampiro. Questo per quando parti troppo HT e vuoi estendere con loro. SP, Mascherena, Dynamondo fortissimo, questo è inutile, non serve a niente. E Vampiro fortissimo.
Chiquito, ¿no? Pensé que
Tre
había visto una
Synchro,
foto donde tenías tu título.
Staple,
No mal
lui e
recuerdo.
lui che sono standard.
Igual me equivoqué.
E poi side,
Va bene.
allora 3 Borulia per Vanquish, K9, mazzi K9 in generale, 3 Reta per Dracotel, 3 Lancea per Malice, 2 Nibiru per Malice, Yammi,
Yo no metía el Link
Mirror,
Spire y ya mostró que se va.
anche contro
Yo no lo voy a llevar.
Vanquish K9 perché in pratica le metti tutte per andare a combinazione. Poi vabbè, ne peschi quelle che peschi. 2 Dark Ruler per Mirror e 2 doppio ciclone per Dracotel, che anche se non è fortissimo secondo me è l'unica per arrivare a 5 e non lasciare carte gialle andando secondo. E basta.
Qualche ringraziamento?
Sì, ringrazio tutto il team del project, tutti i ragazzi con
No te
cui
gusta
abbiamo
Mitsuyumi?
testato, Vince,
Omar.
Danilo, il Doc che ha toppato anche lui.
Mitsuyumi,
il
ovviamente.
Topotto.
Obviamente. Marco Pezzari. Ah, esto es lo que yo quería hacer, chicos. Jugar Izuna al side. Vamos a ver qué dicen.
Ciao a tutti ragazzi, siamo qui con Kevin Ceia e Marco Vezza che fanno una doppia deck profile perché hanno portato la...
Tira il side di Joshua Tapperra.
Quelle scelte su cui ero un po' più indeciso.
Ah,
Qual
quindi
teoria?
Sanci, te sei l'angelo che mette il piano.
Le dici
Sei sicuro avete il nome giusto? Vabbè, andiamo avanti.
poi 3
¿Cuál
urgola.
es terminar?
Cioè, se giochi meno di 3 urgola stai sbagliando.
Nuevo.
secondo me.
Ok.
¿Cómo le haces para
Perché
dominar un
con-
deck nuevo
con
en
questa
tan poco
carta
tiempo?
qui vinci in mirror.
Hace unos meses
Non le vinci con
dominadas,
Boss Bell,
dominadas,
non le vinci con Bracul,
Rumales y ahora el
le vinci
Jimmy
con questa insieme a questa. E 2
Gracias,
panni per avere almeno
Argel.
un tot,
Esa es
un
cuestión
numero
de-
di nomi,
De entender el deck. De entender por dónde
che
va.
ci permette
Jugar
di
todo. Si
fondere
tienes que
queste-
jugar todo.
di vederli. Questo è il più,
Si
diciamo,
entiendes el deck, entiendes cómo funciona
quello che si può
y
giocare
dónde
in
interactuar
poker, se l'effetto al
y
cimitero
dónde tirar
è
hand.
sottovalutato.
Ha un effetto al cimitero.
Contro Mitsu devono dare un nome fatta spesso fortissima,
fortissimo.
fila Regis e poi vabbè, i link 3 meta G1 che contro e poi per finire abbiamo deciso di giocare questo engine perché giochiamo i K9 inside
Reaper, palo.
e vabbè con lo giocheremo comunque, però questi altri tre sono veramente forti. Reaper fatta spesso, veramente spesso, perché tipo ho fatto passare per 2 volte Tail senza trappole e ho fatto Izuna e ho passato con Reaper che gli bloccava anche Filomena e finiva lì.
Filomena.
Veramente questi personaggi veramente forti a Mirror. Veramente forti. E anche contro Mitsuyumi non è male se vedano i loro gli engine staccati, cioè se non vedano sia Yumi che Mitsu. Perché
Ok,
se vedano
ok.
Yumi fai Reaper e non possono linkare Araldo perché sennò non possono cercare Mitsu perché glielo neghi, e poi tutte le interruzioni di Yumi targettano, quindi Reaper è intargettabile, entri in battle e vai per Zeus.
Bellissimo, sì.
Vallon invece serve per
Bellissimo.
coprire il target di zombie vampiro, a meno che non rivelano Cupsi. Se rivelano Cupsi è un problema, però anche lì devono dare un nome e non surprise, perché sennò gli buchi Cupsi ed è uguale.
Sì, sì. O copri vampiro. Scherzo,
No,
scherzo.
non si può coprire vampiro.
Non si può
ragazzi.
coprire vampiro.
Questo è il motivo per cui si mette qua con noi. Non si può, non si può offendere. Side, faccio anche quella ormai. Sta insieme la
Quanto per tutte le cose l'ha deciso lui sulla
il terzo Nibiru
Sì?
e la terza Bell, semplicemente per accomodare con i vari matchup, tipo contro Yumi mettevamo questo, a Mirror mettevamo questa, quindi ci faceva, cioè, per variare un po'.
A mí sí me gusta mucho la
Tre
Bell.
Veiler da mettere a Mirror e
Che
contro
donne.
Vanquish veramente forte. Si può pensare di metterlo anche contro Malice, devi decidere mettere in trim. Questa è buona anche contro Lunalight.
Sì.
Insieme a Droll, quindi coprivamo bene anche Lunalight. Ho perso contro Lunalight, ma solo perché giocava anche la versione branded, che diciamo pusha un po' di più e va meno sotto sia a Lancea che a Droll. Te la beccati Lunalight, non mi ricordo.
Beccato Lunalight a dei
Cartesia per andare primo. Ecco, qui sono stato un po' dove io avrei voluto giocare fino all'ultimo la terza Cartesia, perché è veramente forte, ti aiuta a stare meglio sopra a Retaliating, perché
Dime il nome.
magari non piazzi nemmeno le magie, piazzi direttamente tutte e tre le trappole e passi, se riesci ovviamente. Però vabbè, volevamo giocare altro, queste altre 5 carte sono state fortissime.
A ver, che dice la
le
Isona?
giocherei, che sono Treizuna e Lupis, veramente forte ragazzi, questa è meglio di Brafu, giocate questo reparto,
Per assurdo a Mirror ho visto anche solo lui, non è male, perché comunque
si ha già fatto tutto, sì, esatto.
Sì.
E poi cross out, perché comunque giocando 6 Mulcharmi e 3 Droll dovevamo desidare veramente tanto andando primi, quindi questa entrava sempre a Mirror. Poi a un certo punto mi sono messo a metterla anche contro altri matchup, perché comunque negava Ash. E negare Ash su Flame o Bell su Flame è un po' che tanto...
No, ma secondo me è una buona call questa, perché tanto alla fine tutte le Mulcharmi, se per gli altri sono brick, voi potete pulirvi la mano fondendoli e poi riprendere altre pezzi.
Philip Binding? Sì, sì, l'ho vista, l'ho
Pensavamo di
vista.
metterla
De
anche
hecho,
da
pues
second
jugó
a Mirror,
en,
però è un problema perché prima di tutto è una magia
en vivo.
che non ti aiuta a giocare.
En ronda.
E secondo,
Pero no me gusta la idea que sigue llegando Kusa,
puoi
Armasa.
settarla, Mirror te
Put.
questa la vuoi settare per il turno, perché tanto andrà su più 6 forte.
C'è da togliere.
Perché se 4 cioè inizio.
Allora, Flamino Rossi, que siguió con su lista Memento. Gordian Slicer. Esta no sirve. Imperma. Ya se vieron la lista del top 8, sí lo vi. La tech del doble Lupis y el tercero Inside está perra. No me disgustó esa, pero lo de Starham. Los Dracotail de ahorita están bien complejos esos patrones de side. Algo. No es este, ¿no? Sí, Kevin. Es que son los dos que quedaron. No, del Yumitsu top 8. Sí, ya lo habían subido. De Mario Tarantino. Ahorita la revisamos bien, Oscar. Vamos en orden todavía. Marco Pesuzzo. Igual se pueden sacar tech de alguna lista. Esto, nada de tech. Nope, nada. Rita, todo bien. Giuseppe Pepe. Las cherries. Para el mirror no se me hace tan mala idea. De mirror de esto, obviamente. Giuseppe. Sí tenía ganas de llevar una floodgate en el deck, la verdad. Oh, Malice con MST. Sí. Radiant the Moon, como le dicen ahora. Y... Bomber. Interesante. Darío. O con K9. Anti-spell. Es que sí lo he revisado mucho, pero el deck. Es que creo que la anti-spell. No sé, es que hay de Floodgate y tengo que saber a qué le voy a hacer Floodgates. Porque el Yumitsu se puede pasar el anti-spell fácil. Ese mal está excitante. Está chido con Izunas y todo eso. Y... vamos a ver, ¿tiene video?
Salve a tutti ragazzi, ecco con Peppe Mincina che si lamenta perché scarsa per...
Dopo che ho fatto un BSL mi hanno dato un wording, non lo sapevo. Poi ho giocato 3 backup.
Hasta chida la resolución de la imagen. Está bien editado el video. Le subieron el contraste.
Non le sale comunque. Poi ho giocato allora 07 per forza,
07.
06, anche se il Malice Monster, boss monster finale qua diceva che dovevo giocare 11. Ho giocato 06.
Tu hai giocato 11?
Quasi si deve giocare.
Tu hai giocato 11?
E perché quasi dell'anno?
Hai giocato
Per 3 Zuna. Cioè 3.
va bene.
Ah, spoiler. 3 Bestial fortissimi. 3 Fuvalos forti. Lo Zio Shifter. 3 Impulso. 2 Perma.
Perché 2 perma?
No, mi ricordavo 3, sono 2. Forse l'ho tolta alla fine.
Vabbè.
E alla fine una Colled.
Fortissima.
E gli MVP del torneo 3 Zune e un Lupis.
Così
Io ho vinto partite solo pescando i Zuna, senza... Io ho giocato K9 e qualche partita ho giocato Malice K9.
Incredibile, Impulso non arrivavi mai?
Impulso lo davo nel mio turno perché contro tutti i mazzi è forte. Gli MVP del torneo 3 Zune e un Lupis.
Così
io ho vinto partite solo pescando i Zuna, senza... Io ho giocato K9 e qualche partita ho giocato Malice K9.
Incredibile, Impulso non arrivavi mai?
Impulso lo davo nel mio turno perché contro tutti i mazzi è forte tirarla nel proprio turno. Contro Mitsu per Prayers, contro Yami per quei cosi che si rimettono.
Vabbè, hai forzato Impulso per fare il Zuna.
E contro
Hai forzato
Filomena,
Impulso
che
per
fa
fare il
meno.
Zuna, dai.
Comunque fortissimi questi.
Va bene, sei fortissimo.
Ho giocato contro Yami puro che non dovrebbe attivare effetti in mano. Ho giocato 3 match contro Yami puro, ho giocato 15 Zuna. Sono troppo forti. Ho finito tutti gli Xyz che c'erano all'extra, c'erano ancora Zuna da fare.
Maldito podcast, si me gustó el de Khan que no se
Electra
echarme.
abbiamo giocato.
Esto lo revisamos, Víctor.
Allora, questi 3.
Recuerda de forma porque nada más está jugando los A7.
Questo qua?
Solo jugar 07 sí
perché
es muy
luce.
sos.
No,
Così non puoi fare tutto Impulso.
Ese a Carlos Eichelberger lo vamos a ver en Mérida.
Non so. Ah, pure perché il mouse è...
Mamma mia.
Ripper, Ballo, Typhoon e Zeus.
Mamma mia.
Ho fatto solo Zeus Turbo e poi facevo normal door mouse e...
Mamma mia, fortissimo.
Fortissimo.
Troppo forte questo. Incredibile. Decide. Ah, pure perché ci sta la combo Lupis.
Bueno, así está lo adicional.
Che tu anche a Yami.
Malice K9. ¿Cuántas personas crees que sea el YCS? Yo creo que 400. Y estoy siendo, ¿cómo se dice? Optimista. Espero que sean 400. La verdad. La mera verdad. Más de 400. El venue cap es de 600. Ya leí el FAQ. Va bene. Tres bestias, purulias, meados. No, nada interesante. Otro Mitsuken. Dracotel. Los Dragon's Bank que a mí me gustan mucho. Con Izuna, Almende. No me desagrada esa idea. Va. Bueno. Seguimos. Ya vamos a jugar, va a seguir indignada, maldita. Yo estoy esperando que me envíes la foto, Marigua. Sigo esperando. Pacientemente. Me dijiste que cuando estuvieras de buen humor. Sigo esperando que estés de buen humor. Fisura, doble droll. Malice for the wins. Malice sí se llevó buena representación, ¿eh? Nada interesante de esa lista. Ole Renneberg. ¿Tienes tu deck Malice? No, esos decks... Julio tiene mi deck Malice alemán en Europa. Literal mío, no que se lo vendiera. De hecho, a ver cuándo lo reclamo. Un Nibiru, procesado de almendra y Purification. 369. Ah, allora. Marco Parenti, ese me suena. ¿Qué me suena? Los dragoncitos Dark End y Light End. Prosperity Outside Deck no se me hace tan mala elección, chicos. En un deck Dracotel. Otro Malice. Mr. Garrest. Y ya. Emre. 21. La mayoría que te pido te lo encuentras en DB. Esos no sé sus nombres en DB, pero muy probablemente. Duedrol, Duebel.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I got 21st place at YCS Bologna playing like list new here. Check it out. If you don't know them, just try them out. You'll like them. And yeah, let's go to the list. These are pretty.
Referencia en Draco está raro, ¿no? Ya vi la lógica, que es para que tú vayas primero. Cacateo. Como le dice... Güey, a ti no te gusta ningún deck que no sea Malice, Pichomar.
With one and like maybe like 2-1 or like 3-1 or 3-2 even.
Triple is a shit tail.
I'm deciding playing 2 of each, which I think is the correct decision. You wanna hard draw them like every once in a while, but obviously you need a way to fuse.
Once in a
and if you
while.
play too many, you'll eventually draw too many and not find a way to fuse. So I think 2 and 2 is a good ratio.
Yo quería jugar Dracotel, pero ya se ve que requiere
because
más.
I play the branded
Dos.
I play the Frixel and the 2 branded
Marquiete Fusión.
I also played the I had lists with the quick play,
El
but I
Vanquish.
ended up deciding that the quick play is not strong enough. It just doesn't do that much. It's just a pop plus like
Así
maybe
es, Son
out
Mac.
of the end
Chris
phase
con H,
or
by the way.
itself as follow-up or branded fusion, but I think it's just too slow.
Marquiete.
And I think playing these is enough.
Chicos, para recordarles
You
que...
can maybe play one.
Pequeño comercialazo. Vamos a tener el regional de Guadalajara la siguiente semana. A pesar de que el YCS de Mérida es este fin, no olvidemos que también vamos a tener regional aquí en Guadalajara. Cortesía de UAC, vamos a estar regalando una entrada al regional, así que pendientes la siguiente semana. Y subiremos también el segundo episodio de rumbo a la YCS 300 de Guadalajara. Así que estén atentos la siguiente semana en el stream para lo que es la dinámica, como siempre, de que vamos a regalar una entrada. Así que pendientes, chicos.
But I think it's not needed.
En Mitsupuro está un flotador con Dimension Requisito. Está rota esa carta. ¿Vas a ir al regional de Guadalajara que ¿Vas a ir al regional de Guadalajara, Tamarito? Mejor ve a las dos.
But I realized that you need 3. Realized that the more high impact, 3 nip and 2 draw. These are like the more high impact hand traps. I really like nip in general. Every time nip is semi-usable, I like playing this card because people will play
pendiente para ver si te ganas una
later,
entrada.
even if they don't want to. Especially in a deck where you have like 5 mana and Pan to like interrupt your opponent. They have to commit more than they want, and then you'll just nip them for your life. So nip going first is really strong, and nip paired going second is always also strong. Droll was a decision that I made on Friday. I thought this card is not that great, but it ended up performing pretty well. For the lower impact hand traps, I played 3 Ash, 2 Bell, and as the 40th card, 1 Magna. This could also be a Bell or a Droll, but everybody told me to play Magna, literally everybody. So I was like, they know more than me. They are probably right. So I guess Magna was fine. And Magna was also really good. Magna was really good. Extras, I think nothing special. 3 Atalion, 1 Gulamel, 1 second. But this 2 seconds needed this of Mululu and like Magna.
Jueguen Chaos Star Source Dragon en su si juegan Dracotel.
freaking Josh. And then the 3 links. I played SP for the longest time.
Ese
But you need
rato
these 2 as
chiste
well,
que
actually,
me aplicado durante el
because
drop
of
que te
Izuna, so
está
you
chido.
don't get like
Y le vuelvo a tirar fuego de
Curas
los dejas de.
into Zeus.
Está chida.
So I was told
Ahora
to
no voy a ir a
play this,
Guadalajara.
it's also
¿Por qué
really
no,
good.
Oscar?
You
No me
can't make this
falles.
after you use Mululu though. That was
Pero
something I
igual la
learned
party se
during
arma
the
el
tournament.
jueves. Este jueves.
For the side, D6, those were really great. I thought at first about playing cards that rather stop my opponent from playing, but I think chummies in general are just better because they will maybe give you like 2 draws.
Puede que vuelva a ganar K9 Vanquish, pero aquí en México nos
fighting,
vamos por
you just
Tails,
overwhelm your
especialmente
opponent
Tails.
with your engine.
Estoy
So I
totalmente de
think
acuerdo
chummies are
contigo,
really, really
Salva.
good in this deck.
Y va a venir mucha gente de Europa y de, bueno, de todo el mundo.
For Malice,
Ya
was
vi
also good against
publicaciones
one
de
Democrat that I played against,
extranjeros y dije, ah, la verga.
because it takes out their Omni-Negate.
O sea, no
I
sé cómo
won
suena
again
esto.
because of this. I played against Malice with
Ya vi que fui al YCS yo de
and,
Perú,
I
obviamente.
think I would still
Pero
play
va a
it
venir
because
más
I'm scared of
gente
Malice.
de Estados Unidos y de Europa, de las
Free
que
Rita.
fue esa misma gente
For the
a
mirror,
Perú.
I mean, going first, it's great
Pero
to
obviamente
set up
Perú
the
pues
board,
tiene todo
they
lo que es
try to play
Sudamérica,
into
pero
it, you
nosotros
just
pues tenemos más
them
gente.
and then
Por eso
they
espero un poquito más de
lose.
400, pero
And even
espero...
going second, this is pretty good. You can just link it
Espero
off
si
with,
ponemos los
like,
400.
another card into SP and then just play it just because I'm scared of Malice. 3 Rita.
Rita.
For the mirror, I mean, going
Mirror.
first, it's crazy when you set up your board. They try to play into it, you just rather see them, and then they
Sí, es para ir
still
primero.
lose. And even going second is pretty good. You can just link it off with like another card into SP and then just play. This card's really good. And then for going first, I played 3 Cartesia. I think what I've done differently is I would have maybe played 2 and the Prosperity. I didn't think about the Prosperity actually, but I think Prosperity in this deck is pretty good because often you don't need most of your extra deck anyway. If you don't draw the branded cards, you can just banish 3 branded cards or like, I don't know, cards that you just don't need, for example, the links. So I would probably rather play Prosperity going first. But other than that, I think the deck was really good. Yeah, that was it. Thank you for watching. I would appreciate if you guys subscribe
Que
to the
Cancún
channel,
merece
check
un
out my
YCS
Twitch
que
and
vacacionan los
everything there is.
europeos gringos.
Link in
No
the
va a tener los
description, and
mexicanos
I'll
con
see you next
YCS
time.
de
Bye.
México. Sí, también estoy de acuerdo en eso, Omar. Un compa se casa ese día y dijo de su puta madre. No mames, Oscar. Pues dile que se case un día después, güey. Estoy totalmente de acuerdo con eso, Omar. Además, Mérida es de esos pocos lugares donde creo que es, ya ven que Estados Unidos tiene una lista de ciudades o estados donde sí les recomienda, no les recomiendan viajar. No está Mérida. ¿Qué hace este fin? Yumimitsu. ¿Por qué me preguntan si he jugado Yumimitsu toda temporada? Obviamente voy a jugar Yumimitsu. Bueno, top 16. Philip Finding Game. Por ejemplo, Philip es alemán y viene al YCS de Mérida. Si se acuerdan, él quedó segundo lugar en el mundial con Luna Light.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I just finished top 16, 13th place after Swiss at YCS Bologna. Sadly, I lost the last round to Malice. I got, like variants out of the tournament.
Bueno, no sé si Cancún incluye eso, pero Cancún era demasiado caro también para los... Era muy caro para los mexas, güey. Entonces, como es muy caro para los mexas, pues no puedes quitarle a los mexas de que vayan al propio YCS. ¿Qué onda, Sar? ¿Él va a Mérida? ¿Él va...? Primer playoff Europa. Exacto, Víctor, justo. Como les decía, va a Mérida. Y si va primero. Bueno, no sé si él o Danilo Siracusa. Estoy entre él o Danilo. Starham Scorpion del bueno. Quédate, muy buenas. Seguro está baneado por los gringos. ¿Neta? ¿Neta está baneado? Está baneado en la lista esa que te dije, ¿no?
And I just decided to take the small package. Also, you obviously play
J-Mitsu es buenísimo.
For the Mitsu package, I play
Sí.
Free Harbor,
Sí, es él, ya actualizaron los puntos de player. Danilo va segundo. ¿Dónde ves
on
eso,
top,
Víctor?
I played those cards. I know the trend is going to not playing those cards anymore, but I feel
de los nuevos
like if your
arquetipos.
opponent favors you when you go first,
¿De Phantom esa
they're
rumba?
kind of needed because your grind game is way better than if you don't play them. And I feel
En el
like
YCS de Mérida voy a
against
hacer
decks like
una
Malice,
entrevista.
Drake, or something,
Ya saben que hago
your
entrevistas
chances
a
are higher
personalidades
to
de
break the
Yugi.
board or to break the
¿A quién
field and
prefieren que
set
se
up
las
your-
haga?
your
¿Se la
own,
haga a Aditya
half-board
o a
than
Philip?
if you
Philip, para
not
los que
play
no
those
saben,
cards at all.
es
So I
el que
think I
estamos
would
viendo, el
recommend
alemán que
to
va
play
primero en
them
playoffs,
still.
segundo mundial.
Then of
Así que
course,
les voy a hacer una pequeña encuesta.
one ritual is enough because you have
Si ya está
enough ways
recomendación
to
a
bridge
bajar
into
ahí.
it, and also with prayers and
¿Neta?
Kusanagi you have ways to bridge back into the engine. Then pre-prep and mirror.
Verga, qué mala
I break on
onda.
those. Only the round 14 against Josh twice, and in the final round twice.
A la verga.
On the
Probar
top,
prepare
I play the
mirror.
trap.
¿A Philip?
Even if Dark
Vota
Ruler
sí por
isn't
Philip.
that popular in the format
Intentamos
right now,
jugar porque
I
tenemos
played the
a
combo
Sasha,
if
que
I
tenemos
just
muy
start
bien.
the Mitsurugis
No,
to
ya.
have
Yo sé
those
dejar
two
a
go
mis
into
exes.
Zombie Vampire and leave
Deja
this
poner el
one
link
on
aquí.
field and
¿Cómo lo
search
busco
trap.
en Google?
So if I get nipped or interrupted here, I will always have the
Dímelo, ¿cómo lo busco en
Amino
Google?
plus Purification. If they nip here, they need a Bestial to take it out of the game. Otherwise, I just tributed, it got tributed to have those two go into Zombie Vampire and leave this one on field and search trap. So if I get nipped or interrupted here, I will always have the Amino plus Purification. If they nip here, they need a Bestial to take it out of the game. Otherwise, I just tributed, it got tributed. I make Chainlink 1 this and Chainlink 1 the mirror in the grave, and then I get prayers and traps, so I feel like it's enough. I like the combo that way pretty much. And I feel like if you have the trap as well at the end board, it just saves you the game most of the time. So I feel like go first, way better. And if you break like half boards of your opponent and set it up with trap afterwards, it's still pretty good. For non-engine, I played, of course, 3 Fuvolos.
¿Por qué juegas fumaros comunes? No, Philip, ¿por qué juega fugaros comunes? No. Oigan, ¿ya vieron el arte de la fugar de 5DS? La neta, si alguien en medio metieron a fugaros con ese arte, bueno, no arte, perdón, esa impresión culera, me voy a envergar.
It's like pretty unfair. So the reason you don't play Pure Yummy is because if this card resolves in your opponent's turn and one ritual gets activated, you're probably in a losing position.
En el Twitter del Lampe,
Then I played 3 Ash to negate this one, most likely. I decided to play free draw. Like I said last week or 2 weeks ago in the deck profile, I'm thinking about not maining it anymore. But the trend for Europe was like more Mitsurugi-ish and more like Ranker Soul decks and stuff popped up. So I feel like this card in the main deck was pretty good. Also, it's a level 1, so if you mill it with Zombie Vampire, you still have a way to go into the Yummy engine. Then I played 2 Ghost Ball. I played 3 last time. It was the only like non-engine I was ready to cut it at 2 because I feel like if you go first against Draco Tail, this card does absolutely enough. It was the only I played 2 Ghost Ball. I played 3 last time. It was the only like non-engine I was ready to cut it at 2 because I feel like if you go first against Draco Tail, this card does absolutely nothing. And like against Ranker Soul, it's also a blank in your hand. And I wanted to, I don't know, there's no real reasoning behind it. I just wanted to increase the non-engine, but like see it only sometimes, not all the time.
Only sometimes.
Then I played 3 Droplet.
¿Ves, güey? Bella 2. Güey, 2 bellas en 43 y el reasoning no se me hizo tan...
This card was goated all
ese güey que nos resuelve como una briga
my
con ese
opponent
pinche
tears me and I just like used ritual check.
Acaba de decir que briqueó la última, no, 14ª ronda contra Joshua y la última ronda que robó pre mirror. Ya lo vi, Víctor. Ya vi la tabla, Víctor. Igual, gracias.
Droplet, nuke the Tiras or negate the
Llevan un chingo de puntos cabrones.
If you go first,
yo no creo llevar tantos.
You droplet it, then you SP the one spell,
yo creo que
you Dynamondo the other spell, and you
debo
have
de llevar unos 200.
all of the follow-up already gone. And to make games more fair, I played both of those.
Se busca crossout alemana, chat.
Or drawn or whatever.
Verga. Ojalá nos toque un evento que juego comunes. Verga. Auslösungsformant. Auslösungsformant. Una carta. Bueno.
Ever. I kept this card in the mirror, go
El
second.
jueves temprano. El vuelo sale a las 11:40. Llegamos a las 2 de allá.
Trust all to trap. You're in the winning position. I like it a lot.
Mismo.
1 second. For the extra deck, I played 2 Snatchy. 2 Snatchy are enough. The third one wasn't even needed once the whole weekend. And I feel like you need the space.
Snatchys alemanas, chat.
And we play Almirage, of course.
Groß Salamander. Se busca Almirage alemán.
I still ended
Gravity
up
Control
playing
alemán.
Spider because I was pretty, very much afraid of the Draco Tail deck. Because if they find mana nip you, you're in a losing spot like 100%. And if you can make the Herald first, they have the spot where they need to nip you. And if they don't nip you, you play through the interruptions anyways. And if they nip you, you can just do Link Spider and go into Lollipo and just make the Herald again. Or just make the Herald if they nip before. Then of course, Zombie Vampire. For the Link 2s, IP, SP, Dynamondo. Some people are cutting this out. I feel like it's pretty bad because in the most scenarios you just pass like with 1 prayers, and if they bell the prayers, you're like in a losing spot. I really like it to just go IP into Dynamondo to have 2 ways to bring back Murakumo. And for the synchros, of course, the good ones, the Cat, Broken Card, Herald, and the Starham. I met the Starham like a lot less than the last event. It still felt pretty good, but I don't know why. But most people were like ashing me before I even came to the point to make Cupsy. So the card is most likely there for if your Cupsy get ashed, you can just play full combo through it, and if you don't play this, you just pass on like SP and Lollipo, and with this you just full combo him afterwards.
Eso es cierto, pero casi nunca pasa. Depende de la cantidad de nombres que llevas.
Side deck, we played Tunip. This is like kinda my go first card, except against everything except Draco Tail. I liked it a lot because I feel like even if you get hand trapped a lot and you make a health board, if you have Nip in hand, you're always fine. The other go first card I sided was Talents. I didn't main deck this card this weekend because I feel like the card is still very broken if you go first. But in the format right now, it lacks on like the power level for going second. In my opinion, of course. Then we played 3 second
Meows comunes.
I tested
Quiero
a lot,
unos
so at
dados
first
de
it was
YCS
Purulia because I
negros.
felt like Purulia does the most against every deck.
Espero que los dé en
Purulia
Mérida,
is
Oscar.
right,
Ya te los doy.
but I wanted something to side in against Malice.
Los
and
negros se
Immersion.
evalúan más.
In my opinion,
Oh.
that's the best card to overlap both. If you do the
Lo que
Purulia,
sea
there
que
are
sea
combos
VIP, me
like
cargué
to
otro
give your
Field Center
opponent
Sky.
like 0 draws or 1 draw. It depends if you milk Cupsy or not.
Sí, güey. El de aquí de
So I felt like
Guadalajara.
this is the best way. Like if they are playing like top 4 right now. There are like
Esto
2
recuesta
Vapor Swords in
como-
top 8. I played 4 the whole
Ni de
event.
pedo.
I feel like maybe this should be Purulia still, and you need to
Tengo todo secreto de
to
sobra.
work on the siding patterns. I don't know right now. And of course,
High Fatal Identity.
a lot of players cutting this deck because most of the Draco Tail players know how to play around it. But I feel like if you're siding like my patterns, you have a lot of hand traps going first with like less engine, and I feel like you can try to stop them before and retaliating to see them on Rahu, so they don't get like all the traps. I pretty like that.
No le como un par de manos
I
super
sided this
español.
against like every combo deck or Draco Tail or Vanquish Soul and Malice. I don't know, this card in theory shouldn't be that good.
Bueno, es que no tengo
For
ninguna
me,
carta
it
en
overperformed the
idioma
last 2
como...
events, so I'm not maining it
Ya
because
recuerdo.
Mitsuyami just don't cares about impermanence, but all other decks are like
No.
Mitsuyami and Pure Yami, sorry. But all other decks, like if you imperm them go second, you take a lot of
Nope.
advantage of it. And the last card is 3 Double Cyclone.
3 Double Cyclone.
So I played it like all other events before. I tried to find something else, like I don't
Lightning.
know,
Lightning,
maybe
güey.
evenly. But I feel like if you
Evenly
play
también.
evenly instead of those, you evenly your opponent, like except you play if you play against Dracotail and evenly them, they keep like one of the spells, they get 1 draw, they have 5 mana as follow-up anyways. So
Me gusta más
Evenly, Oscar. Play through it with your engine. You need a pretty good hand for that.
Y para eso necesitas abrir otra magia, güey. Y no jugamos tantas magias.
Right now. I want to shout out ice sleeves. I used them the whole weekend. You have like 75 sleeves in it. They are like pretty good quality, and I didn't need it even to re-sleeve it once. I liked it a lot. I will.
Ven. Tenía rato que no habíamos a ventopear. Y no sale la de Cris. Ya, puta madre. Espero que Joan esté viendo y se base en esta lista para Mérida. 3, 2, 2. Aquí todo estándar. Y 3 extras, una prosp. Doble Dyna, doble IP, doble SP. Goddess. 3 Double Cyclo, 3 Rita, 3 Ash outside deck. Ash outside deck porque no te vale verga, ¿no? El hecho de que tengas que usar Ash tú yendo primero si te hacen fuga. Shifter outside, Woods outside, otro nip. Interesante. Antonio Ferrone. 2 Fallen and the Virtues. Crush It. Star Souls.
Allora ragazzi, siamo qui con Antonio Ferrone che ha fatto
top 16 YCS Bologna 2025, 15 uccidere.
Verga, está fea la calidad. Sí está bien. Gracias, Antonio. Yuhuan, que jugó su bank esquinar, pero no muestra la lista. Georgios con Luna. Fallen the Virtues también. Es para el Aldo. Sí. Interesante. Otro Draco. Todos los italianos traían Draco, qué verga. Una Purulia. Más Vicious outside. Los bicis están muy rotos, chicos.
Siamo qui con
Nicolas Ferrante.
Cosa hai fatto?
Ho toppato il YCS di Bologna 2020.
Giocando.
Verga, ¿qué pedo? ¿Con qué calidad graban, güey? Con un Nokia del año pasado. Del año del caldo, más bien. Bueno, top 8. Quiero escuchar todo.
A tutti ragazzi, bentornati qua sul canale di Abaki dell'Appetizer.
La idea de ese deck es jugarlo a 40. 7 nombres. A la puta madre. 7 putos nombres. 7 nombres. Bueno. No, 8, perdón. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 one card combos. Y non-engine traemos 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Ha fatto una roba incredibile,
Il più forte.
Bologna, e mio fratello Mario cosa ha fatto?
Mi serviva il buono del covo, ho dovuto fare il top 8 per prendere le carte. Allora! E io ho giocato questo mazzo incredibile. E ha vinto un sacco di robe incredibili, tipo sono arrivato secondo.
Perché sta in italiano?
Secondo in Swiss, il más fuerte.
Secondo in Svizzera.
13-2. Eccolo lì. Dopo 15 turni. E anche il Whaler e la truppa. Eccoli lì. La truppa è la Facci vedere questa Spicy Touch.
Vai. Allora.
Main deck 40 carte.
Loppo doveva pensare che io ero Dracotail.
No ves, hace rato es una hiper para la crosa, güey.
Carta incroyable, speriamo che la ristampino Starlight presa scippata. Uno di questo e il palo. Andiamo il pacco piccolo.
Piccolo, figa ragazzi.
Stai passando?
Pacchetto piccolo ci stava bene, non volevo rischiare di pescare i pali.
Pero con la luz.
Sì. Briccolugi.
Ho cercato di fargli credere a G1 in top 8 che giocassi puro, attivando solo carte Mitsurugi al carrettino. G1 in top 8 che giocassi.
Briccolugi.
Ho cercato di fargli credere a G1 in top 8 che giocassi puro, attivando solo carte Mitsurugi al carrettino lì.
No! Oh, un saluto al piccolo francese.
Deve morire, lui è la Francia. Poi reparto Yami.
Capsi Way.
10 carte Yami, perché dovevano starci l'entra.
Pioggia di HT.
Eccoci qua.
Infatti sono un po' troppe, perché sono 24, quindi sono pochi spazi. Dovrebbero essere 24. Vabbè, entrap 3 del coglione.
La pioggia.
3 hash. 3 dell'altro coglione. Questo è standard.
Regular.
Cominciamo con lo spicy.
Ghost
2
and Bell.
belle, non 3, perché è una carta di merda, infatti è common.
Pur parlè.
È regolare.
Mio padre.
Al limone.
Mio padre, quando scende questo, Loppo sbianca. È una carta sublime.
Inenarrabile.
Poi come entra, in realtà pure avremmo quasi finito, se non fosse che mono in permanence. Saluto al fratello che se l'è presa su Noroi ha fatto passo. Grazie a Dio. A G1. A G2, perché G1 l'avevo già vinto. E poi gli ultimi 2 flex erano Colled, perché vabbè è Colled, e l'ultimo al limone,
mio padre.
Cross out.
Carta incredibile.
Che è stata la carta dopo Capsi a Bakiri che ho tirato di più.
Siamo in 2.
Ragazzi sentite per
Carte forti.
Gioco la pesa.
Per forza.
E vabbè, 40. Fortissima soprattutto perché ho vinto 13 dadi.
Godo. Forte sto Dracotail.
Sì, per forza. E vabbè, 40. Fortissima soprattutto perché ho vinto 13 dadi.
Godo. Forte sto Dracotail.
Sí, Dracotail.
Ganó 13 dados. Claro, güey.
Abbastanza standard.
Trapper.
Yo por eso no juego crossout al mes, porque no gano dados.
Non sono pulsi, io Nibiru me lo prendo in testa.
Sì.
E questi 2.
Enormi.
Poi avevo
Fue su idea.
Saluto al mio grande amico rettore che
il più forte.
Metterlo nella lista questo qua perché è forte.
Si gioca.
No, Salvo ha deciso di non giocarla perché lui è più spicy.
In quelle che giravano su un euro non c'era,
No.
A 14 si fermava.
E poi vabbè, SP, Mascherena e come bridge ho giocato Zombie Vampiro.
Il vampiro, bravi.
Standards.
Fatta una volta Zombie Vampiro in tutto il torneo.
È una fiera almeno, infatti.
E poi gli ultimi 2 spazi in realtà, cioè, potevo metterci un po' quello che mi pareva. Ho messo Dynamondo, calato una volta e ho anche sbagliato a calarlo, quindi dovevo farlo con Murakumo, ma Murakumo era sul terreno e c'era anche Dynamondo, quindi non ho capito bene l'utilità. E questa calata contro mio padre Bonnie che ha spento SP più Snatch, è stata forte, ma l'ho calata una volta in tutto il torneo, quindi non saprei dire se è veramente forte sta roba. La side è contro Dracotail. Dracotail non deve giocare.
Non si perde da Drago Bianco.
Per il mirror match.
Non si perde da Drago Bianco chi blu. 3 reta. 3 double cyclone. Quando vado secondo. Reta anche quando vado primo in realtà.
También. Ajá. Reta también cuando vas.
Quando vado primo contro tutti, a parte Malis.
Carta incredibile.
È una sedia allucinante. Questa più Murakumo e trappola non perdi mai. Ho vinto anche senza Murakumo, ho vinto solo partendo sotto questa passo.
E non è male comunque, lo fa.
Saluto al fratello dei palestrati lì che godo. E poi le ultime 3 Meows, 2 Curulia perché post side stando a 40 volevo avere 8 charmi, devo pescare.
E c'è ancora Sassà?
Devo pescare. E poi ultimo spazio, Polverino mio padre, tirato una marea di game, incredibile. Saluto a tutti quelli con gli Yami puro che mi fanno la trappola Pofis per negare la spell rituale, ma io li faccio Spolverino e mucchi coglioni.
Ah, Pofis!
E niente, questa era la profile, sono veramente felice.
Best deck.
Non sembra perché sono detonato. E niente, salutiamo gli sponsor.
Eccoli qua!
Allora no. Club Modà.
Il mas fuerte.
Ci vediamo venerdì sera.
Dove si testa?
Stiamo tornando. Il Cerutti and Co.
Il mas fuerte.
GC, fate ridere, Patrick, i tornei GC li vince solo chi scula di più, non ce n'è uno bravo.
Ciao Danci!
Sei più forte da G-Boss.
E Covo del Nerd che mi deve un buono incroyable per le carte di scopa.
Se ne crocca.
Il predatore.
E Verdi si testa poi a scopa,
Saluto questo gruppo incredibile di persone che c'ho dietro di me.
Sì.
Godo.
Se ne crocca.
Seguiteci sui social, pezzenti.
Perché c'ho un titolo da difendere, ragazzi. Eccolo lì.
All'Open, time to shine ancora.
Yes, is back.
Alla prossima, ragazzi.
Sì, ne crocchi sta interessante. Sì, Mulcharmis esta.
Allora, hello guys, we are here with
Ifran Khan.
What did you do today?
I top 8 YCS Bologna.
With what deck?
Malice, yet again. So it's a back-to-back top. I did top 16 at Lille, try to do it again, reach top 8, we'll do better next time. So for the list I played 2 field spell, 1 of these, 1 gold sark. I'm still playing mirror, I like it a lot on the 4 roses. You can do a lot of combos and MTP, and I'm still playing TB11.
Están los dados negros,
I
Oscar.
don't like 06. I believe that you don't need to play that, and this enables a lot of combos. And for the main engine, of course.
Why one?
It's limited. And I'm still maxing out on every single one of them. Still paying also 3 backups, and I believe you need to max out in all of these. This is what you need for the main deck. This is the minimum, I believe. You don't really have to play this, but I just like it. And then I played also these 2. I was considering playing more bestials, but I was trying to do something really generic. So I'm playing a 3rd bestial in the side, but for the main I was going for 2 of them. And then a lot of hand traps. Still again I played the usual 3 nibs. I'm still with rolls, I don't like 4 roses. I believe this is really good in Mali specifically, because you can draw yourself, then add it back with Firewall. The Ashes. I'm playing Veilers and Imperm still, very good. They were amazing, especially Veiler. I didn't draw Imperm as much, but whenever I did it was good, and Veiler was amazing against Dragotail, and of course 20 hand drops. Then for the extra deck, the usual, the 3 names, all mandatory, very important. You summit a lot of times for your NPs. These are all important. I wouldn't cut any of them. Then I'm playing 2 Linguribos. I'm still a fan of 2 of them. Almirage summoned a couple of times. It's a fire attribute. I like it. I will always play this because nibs can happen. And last Typhoon never really summoned it, but in testing it came up a couple of times, so I'll stick to playing it. Then for the side deck, I'm still playing TDD Close as Lille. I don't like Bell. This was amazing. I threw it against a lot of Dragotail players. They were expecting it, and it hit a lot of their 5 manas, and it was generally good. God card, never drew it, but in testing was amazing. Steal of them, drew it a couple of times. I still don't like it, but it's okay. Shout out to Delta. And I'm still playing these 2. And they performed really well at Lille, so I'm still playing them. I like Talents a lot, and this was amazing. I like the 3rd beast going first. And then same as Lille, I'm playing 3 of these. And this time around, I tried to play DDG over
fissure because I don't like fissure at all. It enables a lot of different plays. You can full combo and then do this, where the fissure can get outed, so that's pretty much it.
Any shout out?
I would like to shout out the guys I was with Christian, Hiro, and Z, who's recording currently. And shout out to Leo, Mario, Luca.
Top 32.
La de Danilo ya la había visto, pero ahora volvemos a ver.
Hi guys, I lost into fate again, but it's fine. I got first in Swiss though, so didn't get not first. I played all trusty. Shoutouts, one second. Shoutouts to my masterclass. If you want to learn this deck, get my masterclass recording still available. Metafy, everything is linked. Just saying. Okay, I'm not gonna explain the standard stuff here. These ones are standard. These should be standard, but it's not somehow. This is the best name to draw. Like it's so broken. If you don't play this card, like it's stupid. This is the best card name to draw in the mirror match.
So in the dream you win the mirror match every time.
Oh, by the way, they are my two masters of the deck, and I got to beat him. I mean, the shitty card you always side out. Chupan. It's like for the names.
Yeah, this is the minimum. You can play.
I was about to play it with only one pan, but I expect a lot of Vanquish or like K9 decks, and this is better into them, so that's why I played more. Then standard ratio. Consistency engine. I didn't play the quick play spell this time because I wanted more actual end shops. Because I felt I was gonna play less mirror matches and more any other deck, and it was like, okay. I was happy about the decision, and also this guy is good because he's a dark dragon, so you loop it with Artalion and you do chaos and stuff. And also these are really good board breaker because you go Lubellion, send Mululu, negate a monster, make chaos, pop 2 cards. It's good to do so. So I think you should play it. Then for the non-engine, 3 Dracotel Fuvalos and 3 Dracotel Nib. Common are nice.
If you like it.
These are Dracotel cards. This card overperformed for me, is really good. 3 Ash, 2 Bell, which is pretty standard. And I cut the spells for draw. Some other people play Purulia, some other people still play spells, but I was afraid of. I think Mitsuyami was under-respected, that's why he did pretty well. I don't know if any made it top 8, I think. But the deck was very relevant, and I played a couple day 2, and this card was good for me. It wasn't bad. Also, my deck is terrible going first. It's the only deck in the format that loses with full combo. So having entries that help you going first are really nice. 40 cards in the main deck. Always play 40 in this deck, please. 3 got. 1 guy, you don't need 2, it's fine. This guy made it so much this weekend, it's pretty good. I only played once. You don't need 2, but you have to be very careful on how to use it. I didn't play cross ship like my friend, and so my lines didn't need to use it in the combo. And I was just trying to do this card when I went first because it helped me a lot into the FTK decks. I normally don't like this card, but since I expected, as I said, FTK decks, this is what like makes you win those matchups a lot easier. So that's why I played it. And Mysterion, because I hate Malice, you have to play it. It's really good. It's really good.
You didn't play Linguim?
No. I didn't play Linguim. And then for the branded package, I only play branded fusion. I only play them 3. 2 plus like ordinary name. But you always fuse with these 2 anyways. This is for going second, this is for going first. Sometimes the idea was to send Chaos Hunter of this going first into Malice. But I didn't side the Chaos Hunter. I forgot to update my neuron deck profile. So I was stuck playing Lancia, so it's a little bit worse. But you don't need Albion, it is fine. Chaos Hunter is better than Lancer. You don't need Albion, this was fine. And this is good into Cannon decks, that's why I play it. Made it once. And this is the GOAT. It's how you out D-Fisher. You made it with Brafu, as I said. You make it with the Catwo as well. It outs D-Fisher, it's so good. It's really good. And then SP, like one of the better cards of the actual deck for sure. And the utility never made it, but I felt safe playing it, so it was fine. I never missed anything, so I'm happy with the actual deck. Then for the side deck, Canaan Respect. Veiler is better, of course, because the monster is a spellcaster. But I like this because it's significantly better into the Canaan decks.
Sí.
Because they can't Izuna you after, and if you have draw chain hand traps, like you can negate replay if you like they're under a charm and you draw this. So I think it was correct to play this over Veiler. And I mean the third Veiler because I was missing it. And in the mirror match it's fine. Of course it's worse than Veiler in the mirror match, but again I'm more afraid about the other decks than the mirror match itself. Because they played rotating C, which is only good when you go first. It's not good when you go second, but when you go first, the way they break your board is by ashing your flame. And if you have this, you don't have to use flame, they can't touch this. So they will always start with spells if they can to try to break your stuff, and if you have this, you win. He won me my match against Emre, and it was nice also against him because he let me play a way that I was expecting a lot of stuff. And one Magnamut because the card is really good. It has to be somewhere in your deck, but I couldn't fit it in the main deck, and I felt bad not playing it at all. And it fixes like random patterns. It's good into Mitsuyami, it's good into Mitsurugi cards. It's good in the mirror match because it searches Mululu, which is a really good board breaker into the standard board. So that's why I played 1 and 2 instead of 3. And Decklist Terror should have been Chaos Hunter. It's way better than Lancy right now because it's one side deck slot that beats both the deck and the Di-Fi, which is the slot that they play to beat you. And the best 3 going first cards that you can play. Shukati Prof. I think Doc played the Dragons.
No, io
for me this was really good. Someone won again?
I guess game 1.
I guess we'll find out soon. But yeah, this for me was the best going first card. It's also really good going second into a mirror match, and this is the best going first card that you can possibly ever play. So shout outs, my masterclass again, these 2 guys.
Solo faltó una lista del top de Gabriel Hua. Giuseppe Barra.
But the deck was insane overall.
Which deck?
We played Mitsurugi K9.
Okay.
Which deck? Verga,
we
tiene
played
calidad tan mala.
is that on mirror
¿Qué pedo?
improve this deck. The real is that I lost a lot of times before making this deck. I played before the ban list. Pure 9. I played.
Les gars, on se retrouve aujourd'hui avec le petit G, autrement dit Gabriel Huard, qui vient de nous lâcher un beau petit top 4.
Sportivement, malheureusement. Pour une deuxième vidéo, c'est grâce à Tormaus obligatoire, malheureusement, la pauvre. La meilleure de tout le deck. C'est grâce à elle que le deck est
la meilleure de tout le deck.
C'est la meilleure. Les autres, en vrai, elles sont tous mieux. Surtout dans ce format, vu que maintenant le but du deck, c'est juste apporter un énorme ceiling et puis piocher.
Verga, güey, pero cualquiera tiene un iPhone hoy en día, güey.
J'ai rien à dire sur elle. Hein. Elle est juste là pour faire acte de présence, poser tes pieds. En vrai, elle est forte, mais elle est tellement nulle comparée aux deux. Et en gros, elle est juste bien quand elle accompagne 4, sinon on n'en veut même pas. Donc, que 2 marcheurs, parce que c'est la plus nulle. Tu l'open, elle fait rien tout seul. C'est un peu bizarre à dire, mais elle est forte et elle est nulle à la fois. En gros, elle est forte une fois que tu as dépassé tes premiers steps, une fois que tu as commencé à jouer. Si tu n'as pas commencé à jouer, c'est la pire. Voilà. Le meilleur package Sabers qui existe à l'heure actuelle, qui est les Minister Backup et Wizard. C'est un starter, c'est un extender. Lui, il fait trop de choses. Les deux déjà, ils font jouer sous nib, il faut savoir. Lui, il te permet de faire tes fanboards, il permet de jouer sous nib, il permet d'extendre, il permet de semi-start si t'as qu'un name ou si t'as L comme seul name. Et il est trop broken. Il est trop fort. Et quand en plus, il fait pas mal avec son effet dans le cimetière en vrai. À ne pas oublier. On jouait pas TB11, on jouait que GW parce que TB11, je trouve ça nul. Elle est cool, mais elle a des petits défauts, mais c'est la plus polyvalente. Elle permet de, grâce à elle, en gros, il y a combo qui est... Tu fais ta binder, t'actives Wizard, tu chaînes ça, comme ça tu blockchain ta binder. Question que...
Jugó la misma lista que yo jugaba,
le meilleur play avec la carte. Voilà. Et elle a les mandatories, elle est trop forte. Ensuite on jouait un miroir. Parce que
no es la misma que Joshua?
Tu prends Fuva, lui donner une draw si t'as une main normale, c'est pas dérangeant, et surtout que tu lui en donnes une deuxième si t'as Wizard dans ta main ou backup, des trucs comme ça pour faire crypto en plus, c'est pas dérangeant. On jouait que 2 terrains, pas de terra, parce que le terrain il est nul, le terra elle est nulle, c'est plus one card combo, et draw est représenté dans le format, le deck se prend déjà énormément de draw comme ça, vu que le but du deck c'est de piocher. Du coup on n'accepte pas de prendre draw sur tuto terrain. Je préfère avoir second trap en main et essayer de débrick avec le temps, ou faire un nib dark crash, que me prendre draw sur terrain et je vais rien faire. Col Sarko. C'est une carte bizarre maintenant, c'est le même que le terrain, ça fait que jouer tout seul. Il faut que tu aies une norme avec. Ou sinon ça fait jouer tout seul avec MTP, mais c'est nul. Littéralement c'est juste nul, tu fais rien. Et le problème de lui, c'est que quand tu opens ça, tu as toujours lui, donc, voilà. Ensuite on a levé que des free spots. La meilleure carte du deck sûrement avec une autre, c'est Allure. Le but du deck c'est activer d'Allure. Tu veux résoudre d'Allure, tu veux que ta Allure passe. On te fait H sur Allure, tu fais call by, tu sais tout, t'assumes. Tu veux que elle se résolve. Call by. Pour Femina, pour Lupus, pour H, pour Droll. Un peu pour Belle de temps en temps, même si Belle est nulle, un peu contre le deck, c'est pas la meilleure. Elle a le timing d'attrapage, mais ça s'arrête là. La raison de jouer le deck, hein. Impulse, elle est trop forte. Que 2 imperm parce que je voulais être à 40, et elle est forte dans certains setups ou un peu contre Dracoté si elle a déjà fait Femina sur la Artalion. En soi la carte est censée être nulle, mais comme elle est un peu polyvalente, c'est toujours mieux, et elle permet de rendre elle pétable quand elle est dans main. Que 2-8-7 toujours, on est dans un format où Dracotail, le Vancus est représenté, les Dark n'existent pas, tu veux juste lui parce qu'il va se tuto par lui, parce qu'en vrai le meilleur c'est lui, parce que lui t'aide à remonter les boards, quand t'es sous Fuva ou quoi, il te permet de faire des setups intéressants. Et du coup que 2, du coup ça te fait 4 extenders avec marcheur qui bannissent tes names, c'est très bien en vrai, pour le peu de name qu'il y a de nos jours et tout. 2 belles. Pour fumer Lupus, pour fumer les traps Dracotail. Quand Vancus elle est pas folle, ça dépend des setups. Contre Mitsuyumi elle est cool aussi, j'ai rien à redire là-dessus. C'est une très bonne carte. Shifter, il faut le match-up versus Dracotail. Il est juste pitoyable en miroir malice, parce que celui qui start et qui a Shifter il est bien, celui qui doit remonter le board et qu'il y a Shifter activé, bah il est pas bien. Ça ne change pas. 2 nibs, parce que les gens, je trouvais qu'ils allaient se faire trop attraper. Malheureusement, malgré que j'ai fait, je crois, c'est 5, 6 Dracotail, les gens ils se font trop attraper par nib. Il y en a 2-3 que j'ai nib. Alors qu'ils doivent pas prendre nib, ils veulent faire les pro players à me faire des loops Mululu, Secrétariat. Alors que juste ils font leur bot de base, c'est 1000 fois mieux que de check un nib et se le prendre et plus avoir de gulamel et perdre des ressources. C'était une trappe là. En vrai, c'est la plus polyvalente, et actuellement dans le deck elle est forte parce qu'on se prend Fuva, Purelia, Fuva qui est... On peut jouer dedans mais c'est dur, Purelia qui est limite FTK contre nous, du coup il faut qu'on les fume, du coup ben, un call by vu que c'est K1 et 3 H, hein, c'est seuls out. Et parce que il est un pro, c'était là pour Elena, c'était un compte tournoi sur match-up, c'est obligé de jouer et en me disant passif. Après c'est le match-up Dracotail. Et comme ça, match-up qu'on sait qu'on va rencontrer souvent, ben voilà, anti-spell, démarre ce week-end.
Mirror, respetando.
Et 2 Purelia. Pour être joué avec tes Vancus, du side. Et il y a un monde où je joue un 3ème Purelia, comme Pierre a gagné YCS avec, je me dis que peut-être les gens vont rejouer Vancus canine. Du coup, le 3ème Purelia peut être important. L'extra, on avait des links 1. Alors elle est là parce que j'ai Fuva dans mon deck. Sinon elle est pas là. Ça c'est parce que je prends Nib souvent, parce que je joue ma liste. Et lui, c'est parce qu'en gros lui je le joue pas à la place de lui parce que lui c'est une couleur pour Access, c'est tout. Wicked qui est Starter X Under dans le deck, trop broken, elle t'aide à faire tes loops, Laser qui permet de start, SP qui est pas une carte de fin de board, ni du roll 3 parce que je la fais jamais en vrai. Je la fais que pour bannir ma Red Ransom quand je fais des loops bizarres montées 0. Sinon, SP nul, nul.
Creo que es lo menos importante.
Qui a essayé de faire la vidéo, merci à Iska qui va la monter.
What is up, duelists? I just got back home from YCS Bologna to research with it. One for rooting. The first is one of the reasons to play the Vanquish Soul cards, and obviously Vanquish Soul Holy Sue is one of the reasons to play this deck because you get to play a very strong in-engine hand trap, of course. I did not resolve this card a single time going second in the entire event, actually, which is just due to the nature of Raisin being limited, so you have very few fire monsters. So I never actually got to resolve it, but it just being a level 5. Well, I got to resolve it, but not going second as a hand trap. But rather, like going first, you still summon it with Jokol, you can search it with Raisin, and then you have your fire set up and stuff like that. So you get to resolve it, but it's not as easy to just hard open it. We have 3 Jiaolongs, which mandatory now with the canines being part of the deck. Fire doesn't do much on its own, but level 5 fire Vanquish Soul in its name is really all you need from it. Was able to research with it maybe like twice over the course of the entire weekend because you just don't have enough fires. 3 Mad Loves, your best Vanquish Soul normal summon of the deck to grab the field spell, of course, and then the 1 Raisin, sadly, just 1, followed by 1 Borger. Don't personally see a reason to play more than 1. This card is kind of a brick if you don't see your Vanquish Soul engine already, and even if you do, it's just like it's a nice bonus to have it if you can play with Vanquish Soul already, but it's not like insane this format, so there's not that much targeting negation. I feel like not that much imperm, not as much Veiler, so it loses some value there. Also, the canine cards give you a lot of darks. And then 1 Valius to maximize on your Vanquish Soul interruptions, of course. And honestly, these cards, as much as I like Vanquish Soul, and as much as I would love to tell you that these are the stars of the deck, the real heavy weight, the real lifting comes from the canine package. And these cards are super well positioned in the current format. Triple Noroi, triple Jokol. This card is absurd. It's basically impossible to interact with this card with quote-unquote fair hand traps like the one-on-one Imperm, Veiler, Ash, what have you. You need to basically meet Jokol with like a Charmy or a Droll and Lockbird, or you are not going to stop me from playing, which is a really unfair part of this deck, and really not what I usually liked Vanquish Soul for, but it is just the way we have to play this deck now because they took away Raisin and Stake Your Soul, so you're forced into this direction. But honestly, this is what makes the deck work in the current format. As well as Izuna. These cards are super well positioned. This deck has a great Draco Tail matchup, which was one of the main reasons I wanted to play it. I faced, I believe, 6 or 7 Draco Tail in the tournament, and I beat every single one of them. And I believe the majority of them were 2-0s. Because the Draco Tail deck just has a really hard time dealing with your pushes, especially because all the canines, or specifically Jokol, you just summon the stuff in defense so they can't horn anything. Lupus makes your stuff untargetable, and Izuna is a great hand trap. And Charlie agrees that the Draco Tail matchup is very easy. And then we got 1 Lantern, of course, the extender, not a starter on its... I mean, it technically can start you off because you can normal summon it at the start of the game. You're trying not to do that. Of course, you're trying to revive with it. But yeah, so the canine engine is really what makes this deck broken, and the Vanquish Souls are more like a bonus and just happen to have a bunch of level 5s in the mix. And it just happens that the pure canine deck isn't strong enough, so you need something on top that you can convert this into, because this produces a lot of bodies, but there's not that many good ranked 5s that you want to make on turn 1. So you usually, if you don't have access to the Vanquish Souls, you just turn these into Ripper plus Saryuja, and that probably draws your Vanquish Souls, and then there you go. Additional hand traps. We got 3 Fuwa. This card is essentially mandatory in this format if you want to have any chance in game 1, going second against decks like this one, Mitsurugi Yami, Pure Yami, Malice. Like this card is extremely important. Triple Ash Blossom because it beats Fuwa and also because it's a fire, really important in this deck. Double Bell. I just wanted some more non-engine, and Bell was like the next best option in my opinion in the main deck. Didn't want to play Nibiru because it's very awkward against Draco Tail and doesn't have the right attribute either. So Ghost Bell was decent. This is a flex spot though. Everything else so far I would consider mandatory at the moment. But the bells are something that I liked them.
Casi todos traen dos Ghost Bell, Está raro eso.
You could play something else here. One Magna, one Druid, mainly because I really wanted to play Magnamud in this deck because it allows you to interrupt Mitsu or Yami and some other decks in the format while also producing like another card in your hand in the end phase, which lets you keep up the attributes and the grind game. This deck already has a really strong grind game, so having a Magnamud on top of that really lets you outgrind those Mitsurugi decks. Specifically, really solid. I like those two a lot, and of course Magnamud can also search you Caesar if you want an Earth or a Vanquished Soul instead of the Druid Swarm. And then one Shifter because you can. This deck is not really bothered by it. I mean, some of the stuff you do doesn't work. Like, for example, you can't Azuna send Lupus, or you won't be able to resolve a Lantern when you Shifter, or you can't use Rock to add back a Vanquished Soul. But for the most part, that is all very minor. And if your opponent is playing a Yami package or a Draco Tail deck, then Shifter basically just completely skips their turn. You side it out against most decks that involve any sort of like K9, Mitsu, and of course Malice, but it still covers a large portion of the format, and I don't really have to explain why Shifter is a broken Yu-Gi-Oh card. So yeah, won me a couple of games over the course of the tournament. Didn't draw it super often, but the few times I did, it was pretty good. Double case for K9. It is technically a 1-card starter. It's also worth mentioning, it's the worst one because it plays into Droll immediately, and with both Noroi and Jokul, you have the option to play around Droll basically completely. What I end up doing a lot of the time is just make Ripper before I even search with the Jokul. Like, I won't search with the Jokul when it's on the field for the first time. I'll make a Ripper, search with the Ripper, and then if I get Drolled, I can negate the Droll with the Ripper and then get my searches later anyways. Because you can, for example, you can go Lantern, bring back the Jokul, and then you can still search with those. But like, Case is a good card in this deck. I do side out 1 going second basically all the time, and didn't want to play 3 because it's a spell, doesn't have an attribute, and usually throughout your combo you're going to search it anyways. It just happens to be your worst starter as well. So yeah. I decided to main deck the quick play spell. I'm not main decking the Vanquished Soul trap card. I only wanted to play one of the two. Decided on the K9 forced release because I figured it would be the way better plan into Fualos to just make Ripper, get the search for an Azuna on their turn, as well as set the quick play spell for free, which is a really solid setup into Fua with just 1 draw. Vanquished Soul, like, it's just not as reliable because you don't have as many Vanquished Soul starters. So let's say you get Fuwa on your K9 cards, you can't go all the way into Saryuja under Fuwa. At least I don't think it's feasible. And therefore, like, getting to the trap card under Fuwa is not as easy as getting to this. I didn't want to play both in the main deck. I'm siding the trap card, but this also is slightly better going second if you happen to draw it, because you can actually use it as a quick play spell. So if you can play, make an Exceed, you can actually make use of this card as opposed to a trap card that you have to set and wait a turn.
Buenas Business, sí, es una primera generalmente, pero ¿qué piensas del Yumi Mitsu? Fuerza, no vamos a representar esos lugares en el top 8.
So for Vanquished Soul, Start, Borger, and Caesar Valius are kind of like engine.
Pues realmente tiene que ver mucho de que la gente estaba preparada contra eso y contra Darkodel. Ambos solo tuvieron un lugar en el top 8. Y la gente estaba preparada justo para esos dos matches. Por si jugar Darkodel es prepararse para el Yumi Mitsu.
Requirements, but they're not really bricks as long as you have access to any of the other Vanquished Souls, because then they actually become pretty good. Unless you draw specifically Start with Madlove together, which happened to me a couple of times, but so be it. There's no secondary target for Madlove in this deck because I'm not main decking the trap, but post side, it's going to be there. So yeah, the deck felt pretty good. The main deck I was really happy with, honestly. I have almost basically no complaints other than saying like the Bell and the Bestials are not mandatory, but I did really like them. So let's get into the extra deck. So we've got 2 copies of Vanquish Soul, Rock of the Vanquisher, 1 copy of SP Little Knight, and 1 copy of Saryuja. That's all we have for the Link monsters. Of course, these are self-explanatory, and Saryuja is to bridge K9 into Vanquish Soul if you happen to not draw your Vanquish Soul half of the deck. And this also, in some hands, fixes the problem of drawing Noroi and Madlove together, because those are conflicting normal summons. You just have to decide based on what your hand looks like. Do I want to start Noroi? Do I want to start Madlove? Madlove is the one that...
Pensé entonces cambiar esa estrategia con la preparación que te llevas haciendo.
And of course, Noroi the
No,
other
no
way
cambiaría
around.
estrategia,
Noroi is also
seguiría
lazy to
jugando el
confirm,
mismo deck.
Because with the Madlove you
Nada
can
más
turn it into
revisar
and then keep playing with
la
that.
construcción del deck.
If you ever decide to start playing with Noroi, what I would end up doing is this eventually specials the Madlove from my hand. 1 Ripper. Wished I had room for 2, but decided to go for some more utility instead. I was honestly fine with 1 Ripper, sometimes wanted the second, but usually was able to pull it off without it. 1 Jax and 1 Werewolf. I think having both of these is essential. Werewolf is most of the time the correct option to go into with the quick play spell, the more powerful option on the opponent's turn, because getting to see their hand and then banish a card from it is completely absurd. But then also I really wanted the Jax, because having a second K9 Exceed in the extra deck for when you are locked into K9s because of Noroi's effect, or when you're making a rank 5 on the opponent's turn with Lupus, having another one that immediately offers you removal is really nice. So I would really recommend playing all 3 of these. 1 Tiraz, which is supposed to help a lot against like decks like Mitsuyami, and I guess also Mitsu K9 for that matter, because it can't be destroyed by card effects. And if you have a Lupus under it, it also cannot be targeted, meaning that the Mitsurugi engine simply cannot out it. At the end of the battle phase, it'll pop a card if it has battle. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to go battle phase, attack. At the end of the battle phase, try to hit the Mitsurugi trap card, and then main phase.
Pero creo que sí ganaba ese juego.
Which,
Joshua.
You know, I guess in my top 8 feature match, I learned to put it in the extra monster zone. Which is something that I didn't really think of the Gorgon in that moment. It was just something that, because I picked up Vanquish Soul kind of last minute, and I was going to play Yami instead. I feel like I played the deck well over the course of the weekend, but that one specific interaction with Tiras against the Gorgon is something that I hadn't encountered before, because people just told me like relatively short-handed before the tournament, like, hey, this is something you should be doing if you're playing Azuna. And so... yeah, but I thought about it, and I don't think I would have won that game 1 in top 8 regardless. And to be honest with you, if you're playing a K9 combo deck, you kind of just like accept the fact that if you lose the dice roll in a K9 mirror match, it's going to be pretty tough going second. That is just the nature of the combo heavy nature of this deck, really, after adding the K9 cards, which is my least favorite aspect of the deck, but it is what it is. You know, it is what I had to do, or it is what has to be done in order to play Vanquish Soul. And I think it was a really good meta call, because it has a really good matchup against Draco Tail. And also, like, the other matchups are fine, but the side deck specifically makes the other matchups a lot better. Nash Knight with the Sea Nash Knight, and I decided to play the Masquerade package, mainly for games where I...
Shut horror. Horror.
Go first, and I don't get like hand trapped, and so I can pop my own case to get the quick play spell, because the quick play spell is what makes your board more layered. This could also be like the Silent Honor Dark package. Honestly, for the most part, those felt interchangeable to me. The most important part about all of this is that you want to be able to suck twice with the Nash Knight in some game states when you make it going second, and then detach 2, attach the Masquerade, attach something from the opponent, and then on your turn you can either rank it up or you can do it again. Yeah. No Valon. Decided to play the Tiras over the Valon, and I figured if I need removal, the Nash Knight is gonna be here for me, and never missed the Valon. 1 Rocks for utility, and because it also technically helps you out a Liger Dancer if you happen to play against Lunalight. Because what you're trying to do is basically, you're trying to establish a Ripper and then activate the Vanquish Soul field spell, which they cannot Silverhound while you have Ripper. Or rather, if they do Silverhound, then you can negate the Silverhound with Ripper. And then you can protect your Vanquish Souls from being destroyed by the Liger Dancer. And then you make this and boost your values to 4,000 is the idea, essentially. Also, sometimes it can help remove some stuff off the board. If you can put it on a Holy Su, you get to destroy a card, and it makes an easier SP to banish a card. You can sometimes make a Zeus with it. There's a lot of things you can do with this. This doesn't come up very often. You don't have to play this. I was considering playing a wind-up Zenmayo instead to summon in defense against Dracotail and just pop their traps before they can use them, but honestly, the Dracotail matchup is already really strong, so I decided not to do that. Typhon and Zeus, these two are absolutely mandatory, in my opinion, in any deck that plays Izuna, but especially in this one. Like even outside of Izuna, these can come up a lot, and outside of the rank 5s and Werewolf, these were probably the most summoned. Like there's honestly a chance I summoned Typhon more often than SP Little Knight. I'm not sure, but like the utility stuff, you don't have a lot of utility outside of the rank 5s, but the ones you do play come up a lot. So like Typhon and Zeus summoned very, very often. So yeah. Side deck, and this is one of my other favorite parts of why I chose to play this deck over Yummy, is because I wanted to play a deck that could fulfill one specific criteria for this format, which is to be able to play these in the side deck and perform well with them. So the idea is basically that there's a couple of decks in this format. Namely,
creo que esos decks,
everything that
o ese deck más bien sí puede llevar las
Mitsurugi,
las 6
basically everything that involves Mitsurugi as well, that isn't pure Mitsurugi, and Malice as well, are all decks that are basically impossible to stop with fair hand traps, like one-on-one interaction, in my opinion, unless you get very lucky. Like the stuff like Ash, Imperm, whatever, like it's just, in my opinion, not going to stop these decks from comboing. And so what I needed was a deck that could use Charmies to max potential and still be able to break half boards that decks make after Charmies. In my opinion, it was super important to play all 9 because these get incredibly more powerful if you pair 2 different ones, especially against Mitsurugi and Mitsurugi Yami's stuff. Just one Charmy is something they can easily play around. Doesn't matter which one it is. Like even if it's Fuwa, Mitsurugi can like ritual summon from hand and then ritual summon from grave with the mirror and stuff like that. But if you pair 2 different Charmies together, it becomes basically impossible for them to set up something. I mean, they can set up a half board, it's fine, in like a couple of draws, but they have to be very careful. And as soon as you then, after you've used 1 or 2 Charmies, if you draw into any of your other interruptions like Izuna, Holy Su, Nibiru that I'm about to show you, all that stuff becomes so much more potent if Charmies are active. And so I really wanted to play a deck that has strong engine, in-engine hand traps, and gets great synergy with the Charmies because it can play well into half boards. And that's, in my opinion, this deck does this the best, and this is why I felt like I was always super fine, even if I had to go second in game 3s, if I was able to see one of these. Unfortunately, didn't see any in top 8 game 3, but it is what it is. 3 nibs, like I said, another one of those great cards against pure Yummy, Malice, all that, but even against Mitsu Yummy, I think this becomes really strong if you pair it with one of the Charmies, because you basically force them into an awkward line with the Charmy, and that probably gets punished by the nib a lot harder. And even if they have something like, if they have another ritual that can trigger, if they want to bring it back, you get another draw off of Meows and so on and so forth. So that was basically the idea. As well as 3 copies of Imperm. This card replaced Retaliating Sea for me because I do think the Dracotail matchup is already really, really good. And I wanted something to respect K9 decks, because you really want an answer in the K9 mirror match to normal summon Noroi. If they normal summon Noroi, you really want Imperm for that, because that threatens a lot of pushes and card advantage and all that. And so I chose Imperm because
si tú juegas Vanquish, tienes que respetar al Yumi. Si tú juegas Yumi o Yumi Mitsu, tienes que respetar al Draco. Si juegas Draco, tienes que respetar al K9.
Correct in this deck to play a card just for Dracotail, because this deck is already so good against Dracotail. So I was more worried about like K9, Malice, all the other combo decks basically, because I'm playing a combo deck myself, so I wanna make sure I don't just lose if I lose the dice roll. Which for the most part was not an issue for me. I won a lot of game 3s going second over the course of the weekend. So that was nice. And then we got 3 cards for going first to take out the Charmies. The Vanquish Soul Trap, Talents, and Called By. In some matchups, you side in 1 Nibiru over the...
Él está diciendo que no jugó Rita Leading porque de por sí su matchup ya es muy bueno. Entonces, pues no es necesario para él. Y sí es cierto, su matchup ya es muy bueno contra el Draco. Entonces no les...
The Shifter, but this
no,
is
favor,
basically
no
the 4 cards I would side.
Oye, ¿por qué ganaste muy rápido contra el niño?
99.9% of the time. Some matchups you want 3 Nibirus, like Malice, for example. I would side in 3 Nibirus going first. But usually this for the Charmies and then some amount of Nibiru or Imperm if you want to take out Shifter or some other cards in the matchups. But that's basically it for the side deck. Once again, I think the 9 Charmy technology paired with the Nib and some in-engine hand traps was really the reason why I wanted to play this deck and to really the reason why I felt like, especially post-side, it was the best deck for the tournament. So yeah. That was the deck list.
Recuperó fuerza,
again,
se dio el aumento de Dragontail,
I
pienso que se debe a que todo deck te permite que Suna ya por efecto. También estoy de acuerdo. Hasta estaba pensando jugar Izunas en el Yumi. Hay una lista de Yumi Mitsu, la vamos a ver después. Que es de... de Yasin. La segunda jugué a que me dan carta para Luna de Fashion.
I played before this YCS pure Mitsurugi. Use it and okay, so Mitsurugi, we played 41.
Perdonen a los italianos con esa calidad. Puta madre, güey, ¿con qué puto video están grabando? Ya sé qué hicieron. Lo grabaron bien, lo pasan por WhatsApp y pierde calidad. Eso pasa.
Spell, 3 player, 1 trap of main deck. It's necessary for the first game, and when you go second against any decks, you can use it, and so very good grind. So 1 mirror, it's custom with 3 prep. Nothing to say.
The good thing that with this engine, even if you don't own the Canal engine, you can just play as a Mitsu Pure, and most of the times with the Masquerena, Futsu, Murakumo Pre-Strap, you never lose. Also because besides Malice, no one is playing Super Poly, and it's the real card that adds a lot. And also, if you start with the Norway, you can play a well-around roll. And even if you don't draw Mitsu engine with K9s, you still end with the Reaper, Ballon, SV, and
so this deck is very good against Mucharms. In fact, I
did a lot of times.
A lot of times I gain Charmy, but it's no problem. If you go first, then you can set up a board.
The real problem of the deck is
no
the
one
brick.
can.
The real problem of the deck is the brick.
Exactly. Just 2 problem brick and draw, and K9 solve everything of this. So Trinoroi, best card of the format of the deck. Nothing to say. Just too cool because there are not a lot of level 5 in this deck.
Dos Jokul, interesante.
I actually prepare Bell, normal summon Jokul to add and go full combo.
The real thing is that to Jokul is the minimum number that lets you that gets you Noroi as a 1-card combo with the Reaper on the field and Saruya that goes
Jokul to 1 is impossible, Jokul to 3 is too high. Exactly, 2 is perfect number. So yeah, this K9 with just 1 lantern and 1 case to the combo. This is not combo, but they help you to play when you go second to push the board. And 3 Izune 1 loop is probably the best end trap in this format. Exactly, and in this event. I don't remember how many times I won with this card. So other flex spot, 3 Fua, 3 Droll, because Mitsuyami is a problem and you want to stop it.
And this is also not for the Charmy.
Exactly.
It's insane.
This is so insane against Mucharmin, and later you will see why. So triple Ash Blossom and 2 Ghost Bell, quite mandatory in this format. Bell is not the best end trap, but unfortunately there was not.
Before the bell, we were playing Super Poly, but we thought that it was better to play 2 entraps that maybe can stop the opponent on the early plays. Maybe also with another entrap that could be Ash, Fuwaros, and stuff like that.
I don't remember. I played a lot of games this event. Well, it was good, decent. Okay, it's not the best, but yeah,
also,
it's okay.
It's good against Drago.
It's okay. It's okay. We wanted to put in the main deck just 3 cards that's not very good.
It's also good against Yasuyami.
Exactly. No, we choose to put in the main deck just 1 flex, 3 pair that are not good against Dragotail, and Roll and Lock it was the card. So consistency, Prosper, and Call It by the Grave 41 because it's mandatory in the deck lost by draw. Okay, this is main deck. Deck incredible. I wouldn't change anything. Extra deck, just 1 Ripper and Ballon staple in the K9 deck. Grendel for the combo against Mulch Army. He comes out a lot of times during the test, not during this event. I've never won with this card.
It's quite good also.
But it's incredible.
The effect that came up with just negate of monster and the negate of spelling trap.
Exactly. If your opponent, for example, like a Fuwaros, and you have draw, you probably won because you did it this one with Izuna Lupis. With Lupis, like material is untargetable, and so you cannot lose against anything. Hell is negated. It's amazing. Effect to shuffle back in resolution after Fuwaros draw, and shame draw. He shuffle back but not draw anything. So, other card, Princess, mandatory if you wanna beat Droll and Lockbird with Noroi, because
ahora que suben jugaría al Vanquish podría probar mi Branded Pool.
You cannot add by Joe Pool, and with this card you can have.
Depende, ¿lo sentiste en Perú? ¿O crees que la gente vaya a jugar Vanquish?
Because he discovered this one, or he said to me. So. Other cards quite mandatory in this format. Typhoon and Zeus, incredible with Lupis, nothing to say. I won a lot of games with this combo, and just the only one level 4 is Durandal because it's generic. Dugares, sorry, it's generic when you go first or second.
O sea, un poquito la gente que tenía el deck casi todos los han vendido. Aquí también, güey. Creo que hay más oferta que demanda.
You go to for Dugares and 4 with Saruya if you want to go greedy. Also, it has some applications.
Creo que jugar a lo que te salga no me late.
Against Malice. And also, it helps you to
¿Cómo así? O sea, 2 engines que no puente.
Their Regeki, you can still and with Murakumo and double Isata can just beat on Lega Dancer. So it's very versatile. It's very
Solo, pues sí.
Okay, so this exists, and now Link Monster, Masquerena, SP, nothing to say, incredible.
Pero le salió.
Gorgon, mandatory for a lot of reasons.
It's a reptile also.
Se va a volver un círculo donde el mejor deck sea Yumi, lo domina Draco, cuando el mejor sea Draco, lo domina Vanquish, y cuando el mejor sea Vanquish, lo domina. Probablemente pase para Mérida,
Other than for every Altarion.
O sea, probablemente lo gane en Mérida un Yumi. I don't know. Pero se espera más Yumi, Mitsu y Draco en Mérida.
So, Diamond, nothing to say. With this reptile deck and Dark the same. We have not a lot of.
¿No viste el Vanquish Soul Dracotel? ¿En el top?
It's good, push a lot. You can because you have not.
Eso necesita un mínimo para brincar de Mitsu a Kene.
For this reason, with 2 Dark or the 1 Dark on the card, you can go into XP with Dark. So incredible. And Saruya, the reason we play K9 with Noroi.
El Vanquish Dracotel sí me parece muy techo, muy basado. Un video de Big Grinder. No, no lo he visto.
And we cut off the target of Poly. And we had 2 cards in the extra deck. We played a lot of cards. Nothing was very interested except these 2.
We tried before Tiras, and we ended up just to cut him just because we noticed that all the yummy
as
players,
you can see in the future match, while
they were playing around it just because doing the line with the IP and Gorgon underneath. So Tias, in that case, it's still not good. And we decided to put two more links.
The first one.
Recién reveló Yokul y Urbula, ¿cómo te queda el ojo?
I saw that the deck has a problem, exactly back rows, and so in this format it's good against, for example, Flaming Dragotail or other card you don't know. You can check with this. So there is another important synergy. You can discard the trap in the main deck, and you have another push, very incredible. Or you can discard any K9 to enter in your hand. Incredible, nothing best.
The best.
Yeah, this deck plays a lot extra deck. You special summon more than one card every game. Incredible. The extra deck is for each card quite complete.
No, no tengo yo la lista, la vi por ahí, no recuerdo dónde.
I won again a game with this card and this Charmer. It was incredible because you play Dark and Heart monster, and Noroi is Dark with 1,500.
No digas mamadas.
So you can crush this one and have the Noroi. It's nice energy, and the Bell is very represented in this format. So it's no Lupis, it's art, it's incredible. Like because has for Dark Charmer is the same. Also you can go in SP very fast, for example against Yumi.
Pensé que no sabías cómo decirle no.
How many times did you do House?
In this format, in this event,
pensé que ibas a decir, en vez de decir mamadas, mejor hazlas.
And one of that times I won against this.
Los dos escribieron una frase con Pense.
With the Lupis special summon and normal draw lockboard, I did this one to do SP ban Reaper and go about the win.
Also, this one against the Dragotail checks on the spot is Artalion in the graveyard because you linked, you send two monsters on the graveyard and then they are forced to summon Artalion. Otherwise, I can just target Artalion and summon it back. And you can still summon back another name that can be Lucius or maybe another Artalion that can be in
a lot of different options.
In theory, it's very strong, but when it comes up, it's strong.
And the
side deck.
Go side deck, so Shifter. MVP against Yumi, against Dragotail, against Memento, Lunalight. Okay, if you see this card, you won. Probably you win if you see. And you cannot use Lantern or Lupis, but it's fine. Okay.
¿Qué onda, Juan Callero? Nueva hijo de tu puta madre.
Okay. So double Purulia and 3 Meows for the Shammy. At the start I was playing Nib, but I trusted I trusted Gabriele and Domenico that said I had to play more Charmy to cover K9 deck. Okay, it's good. I see this card just 2 times in all the event, and every time he took Ash, but I said okay.
¿Por qué tanta agresividad?
Okay,
Porque no
this Charmy, so triple Lancia. Because Lancia for Malice is probably the worst matchup for this deck. Nothing to say, if you see Lancia you won. LCD is a level 5 for Joku.
And you can loop it with the Princess and with Bugaris. So you can just loop it 3 times. Better than Dragotail.
And so for K9
in the end
deck,
ya dile que se aprende que no, porque no ha renovado, no le voy a decir nada.
Good, nothing to say.
¿Qué piensas que me meta Pokémon hasta que salga Brusco? Pues yo no juego Pokémon, no sabría recomendarte, Genaro, pero supongo no van a tener eventos.
Besides Droll, Fualo, Sash, and we thought that with this lineup you'll never got to end a Droll because, but maybe it could happen. But with the 2 best engines in the format, besides maybe Yumi, but we can argue about that, and we thought that with this lineup. Paired with the entrance in the main deck, we focused only on just not to lose on random draw and cracked board with our engine, and this worked very fine all along the tournament against Vanquish Soul, against Yumimitsu, and against Malice also. Maybe Malice, it's a little bit harder.
Okay, so last card, and let's introduce.
The best card in the game. Every time I activate it, I won.
Yeah, the Jack card. If you see
Jack card.
If you see you won, nothing to say. Incredible in this deck. You play against lost against Roll, this counter Roll and counter Dragotel. Incredible.
Also, the other thing, the cool thing that with this on the board, you can still do full combo K9 because if you overlay the materials, they go together because they are monsters.
Sometimes, not a lot, but it's
sometimes. Nada como el Yugi.
So this is the list. No change for me. Nothing very good. Unfortunately, top 4, but yeah, it's good. It's the game. So I like to say thanks to everyone who supported me, who supported me by home, in real life, my friends. All my friends.
Yo solo juego así, solo si me gusta y me divierto con Yugi. Si no, si no.
Ya no.
Creo que no hay juego más divertido que Yugi.
Come back home. I'd like to say thanks to.
Ya que algo que estaba escuchando recientemente es que Yugi tiene una barrera de entrada aún más grande que antes. Entonces, por eso no hay nuevos jugadores, chicos. Ustedes ven nuevos jugadores.
Bentornati sul canale dell'Armageddon, siamo con
Alessandro Bognolo.
E cosa hai fatto?
Secondo posto all'YCS di Bologna 2025.
Campione. Una pippa che non ha vinto.
Veramente una pippa.
Poteva superare Mario Argirò e invece niente.
Non me la sentivo.
Habla con Juanca, no hasta que renueve.
Non mi sentivo di
en cuanto inicias te explican cómo se combina el Mitsu y Yumi.
Giocato.
La barrera de entrada es grandísima ya, güey.
Perché non Yami Mitsu?
Necesita como un restart o algo así para que la gente entre. ¿Mejoraron los premios? Todavía falta mucho que mejorar de los premios. Al jugador competitivo le gusta mucho eso. Pero sí necesita como algo nuevo. O no sé si por eso juegan. Por eso está el Genesis. ¿Cómo explicas la efecto en resolución de los Dracotel?
Questi sono sbagliati, dovevano essere 3 e 2. Perché questo è molto. Mi stavo
chiedendo que todos los otros juegos tienen mejores otros aspectos, pero en gameplay puro el Yugi le gana. Sí, en gameplay sí. No juega 2, ¿eh? Mamma mia.
Forse di Cookie, e invece poi giocava al
questi sono sbagliati, dovevano essere 3 e 2. Perché questo è molto.
Ah, sì. Algo que.
Perché lui mi ha detto a me, questo è molto più forte di Cookie, e invece poi giocava al contrario.
Algo que decía Joshua es que hasta Genesis te parece avanzado, güey. ¿No me van a hablar? ¿Quién?
No, è sbagliato, devono essere 3 e 2 perché questo qua, se l'altro parte con Fuzzi in campo e Murakumo al cimitero è forte fare normal target per Murakumo subito con la prima giocata. Contro Dracotel è meglio questa, è sempre meglio questo, cioè questo qua basta che ne hai uno in circolo e va bene.
Lollipop.
Quindi niente, questo è stato un errore, ma vabbè, ha fatto poco. Questa
faccio la valletta.
La valletta, ok. Vallettami allora. Valletta obedience.
Carta caso.
Cosa ne pensi, Tas?
Allora, ecco, questa dobbiamo raccontare la lore. Allora, io da un mese che gli dico, vedi che engage è forte, lui giocava Piri Race. E dico, guarda che giochiamole entrambe, come anche Girge era d'accordo con questa cosa.
E a me...
El problema es la cantidad de cartas que ya existe.
Con Burger, un sacco di cazzate. Poi dopo, alla
para
fine
que medio conozcas todo lo que hay, estamos cagando más los roles que ningún otro juego. Es más que nada los roles. Olvídate del carpool, hasta nosotros no conocemos ni la mitad de las cartas.
Piri Race era meglio sotto FUA, sei d'accordo? Solamente che ho deciso che la carta più forte del gioco in questo momento è Inscription.
Me retiré ya que no me quedé bonito. Descansa, Juan Carlos.
Quel difetto lì che si fa all'inizio della main. E quindi niente, alla fine
Buenos días, por aquí 8 de la mañana.
non ha giocato altra carta di con Coniglia avrei
En
vinto
España,
la
¿no?
finale
La verdad,
perché
Mari se me hace
non
muy bien.
vinto.
Deck,
Cioè vinto
se
no
me
perché
ve
voleva
muy
pescare
buen deck.
però avrei giocato
Mari,
perché
un
potevo
deck.
fermare un mostro
Ha destinato una
intargetabile.
parvenza di Yu-Gi-Oh!
Potevo fermare un mostro
Aunque
intargetabile.
sí requiere un poco de suerte.
Però vabbè, alla fine l'ho tolto. Come ho tolto anche
Entonces, literal, lo que dice la carta es lo que hace, ya no hay más. En Yu-Gi está un cabrón. O sea, en One Piece no hay como que cosas que te debes de preocupar después y ya.
palletta.
Por eso la gente que juega Yu-Gi si fue a otros TCGs les va bien, ¿no?
Profile.
Ma che cazzo? Yeah, one second. Queste qua perché sono le uniche out a fuga, cost out non è il massimo. Inquadriamo.
Inquadriamo già.
Queste sono
Anche
le
se
out a
ahorita
fuga
está el MU y el de
lo
varias
so,
cosas.
secondo me alla fine non va bene. End trap, che è il motivo per cui ho giocato sto mazzo.
No, vi solo
E la
ciertos
seconda
cartas,
poteva
pero el
fare
resto es
qualcosa,
más
invece gli
fácil.
altri mazzi no.
O sea, no hay barrera de entrada en esos juegos.
Dove sta qua? Due perché non ci stava la terza, perché
Sí existen muchas cartas que no son ni serán relevantes, solo ocupan espacio, entiendo que para que haya buenos decks debe haber malos, pero existen cartas que de verdad no tienen razón de existir.
2 minutes,
Ok.
it's ok.
We are in the extra deck.
Perché questo era meglio di perma. Da primo è sempre meglio.
Michael Flow,
Da secondo mi ha fatto vincere un sacco di mirror match. Ho beccato un sacco di mirror pure. Vinti tutti di
¿Con cuáles cartas?
Vinti tutti di droplet.
Sì, droplet.
Quindi questo è il main deck.
¿Por qué dices que los que van de Yu-Gi-Oh! Todas las TCG?
Dammi qua, mi colletto.
Porque como en Yu-Gi hay
Passiamo dall'ex.
rulings,
Poi è double game loss.
se hace más fácil cuando no hay rulings.
Questo
Bueno, aquí en México pasa. No, güey, lo aprendes a jugar en 2 horas, pero creo que también el juego de nivel alto es igual de complejo que Yu-Gi.
È forte quando
un gorgone avessi vinto la finale. Ma infatti è una cazzata.
Sì, ma questo ho vinto 2 partite per lei. È una carta incredibile.
Ma quando mai?
Incredibile. Se tu
Incredibile.
vuoi spaccare
Vabbè,
uno
non c'è
o
tempo,
forzare-
non
no,
fa
è importantissima. L'unica differenza dagli altri anni. E se vuoi spaccare uno, forzare una carta senza loccarti la zona extra,
Ya como
questa
juego el
qua è molto
Vanquish, no le
meglio.
ganó
La puoi
ninguno.
fare col token
El juego
di
mente, la
Dio,
verdad
che
está
spacchi uno.
perdido, Droll no hace nada,
Ti lascia
Muchar
la
hizo
zona
un poco.
libera contro Draco, te
Por
puoi
cambio de
fare
decks.
entrambi, cioè se lui setta 2 nel tuo turno le puoi fare entrambi e spaccare.
¿Juegas Ball
quelle che ha
Breakers,
settato.
Eclipses
Ha un sacco di utilità.
o algo así? Ruler.
Non rimpiango la mancanza di Gorgone, questo ho vinto 2 partite per lei.
No debe ser tan difícil, ¿no?
Mascherena,
Purulia.
senza male.
Super Poli no es tan bueno contra el K9, obviamente. Tendría que ser
Mi è
así.
piaciuto non giocare
Droll, Purulia,
però
Ruler,
mi piaceva di più questa qua. Quindi alla fine ha vinto lei.
Eclipse. Eclipse solo parece matchup, más que nada.
Carta della salvezza. Typhoon non ha mai vinto niente, ovviamente, non vince mai niente Typhoon.
l'hai fatto Typhoon? Oggi giochiamo Staremma con questo Typhoon.
No, l'ho fatto Typhoon, ma l'ho fatto proprio nei momenti della disperazione. È stata
È la carta dei perdenti.
È stata una disperazione.
È la carta della sconfitta.
Quando
Typhoon stai perdendo. Quando lei sei ormai perso.
Poi, visto che in main io desideravo sia da secondo desideravo un engage o un cookie, e da poi c'erano altre carte in 2 pair che dovevo desiderare, quindi ci sono alcune carte in 2 pair nel side, anche per questione di side pattern, che sono queste qua in primis, 2 lanciere, 2 nib, ho beccato 4 malis, quindi queste 4 qua sono state incredibili. Me ne aspetta, cioè il motivo del mazzo è
Si este se haya puesto moda esa weá, ¿no? Bueno, esto que todo lo que hace
aspettavo
ese deck.
tanti malis.
Pues 2-2.
2-2, non so, 2-2.
Tanto eso de que les va bien a los Yugis.
Ma perché sono fai la valletta.
A los Yugis y a otros TCG. Bueno, hasta acá son poquitos.
Yamimitsu.
Yo sí conozco varios, güey. Poke.
Queste fanno compagnia a Ruler contro Drago.
Via. Bravo.
Questo è il motivo per cui alla fine non ho giocato più di race ma engage.
E quindi comunque lo confermo.
Questa carta è la carta più forte che esiste.
Confermato.
Più forte che esiste.
Occhio al regionale di Milano.
Non esiste una carta più forte di
Al
questa.
regionale di Milano va
Cioè,
beccate.
tutti
Format, Castiglia, tu devi giocare questo.
E infatti sopra si giocava in Castiglia.
Sì.
E poi
Non per Castiglia.
No, non per Castiglia. E 2 carte che seconde sono i stage.
Vabbè, insomma, questa qui sarà per scrivere primo 100% di win rate.
In stage non se la pesca da primo, l'altro concede anche al match dopo, guarda.
Vabbè, allora, che cosa hai vinto? Faccio
Ma veramente
un match, no? Quindi no.
Su lista sí me gustó mucho. El side deck me gustó mucho. Creo que nada más cambiaría estas 4 por purulias. Y lo de la salida está bien. 3, 6, 9, 12. Sí, me gusta mucho su lista. También quitaría... Bueno, no. Pero sí. Chista chera la lista. Muy chida. Lo de las purulias y ya. Digo, el que le ganó, pues, muy roto. Hay una crossao metería. Ujú. Et Pierre.
Et salut tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, on se retrouve après le YCS Bologne 2025 avec l'ami Pierre Burgels juste ici qui, évidemment, a gagné le YCS. Voilà, bravo, félicitations, le GOAT. On applaudit. Du coup, c'est canal
main
est très classique. On a 3
no, no desperdiciaría el espacio.
3 cases, c'est le meilleur nombre du jeu. 3 jeux cool. En gros, ça c'est les starts. Genre, ça prend pas de rôle. Ça peut ne pas prendre.
Porque no siempre va a ser uno por uno,
güey. Ça régale quoi. Fubalos, c'est pas si grave en vrai. Tu fais tout ton combo quand tu le prends dessus. La brique.
Sí jugó 3 Lopez, pero 2 al main y 1 al side.
Voilà, vas-y. Je vais vous présenter sans plus attendre. Du coup, c'est Canine Vanquish Soul. En vrai, la liste main est très classique. On a 3 Noroi parce qu'il faut. C'est la meilleure norme du jeu. 3 Cases, c'est la meilleure norme du jeu. 3 jeux cool. En gros, ça c'est les starts. Genre, ça prend pas de rôle. Ça peut ne pas prendre de rôle, mais ça prend des trap, ce qui est chiant. Ça régale quoi. Fubalos, c'est pas si grave en vrai. Tu fais tout ton combo quand tu le prends dessus. La brique.
Y si en vez de Izuna solo juego Lupis. No hay forma de hacerle Ghostbell, no hay forma de hacerle Ash a la Izuna. Si en vez de jugar Izunas jugamos 3 Lupis. Enphase. Efecto de... No, Memphis, Lupis, Memphis todavía. Meto Sky Crisis. Lo pongo en defensa. Batalla, le pego a la... No, es que depende cómo déjense el board. Ya marco Zeus. Pero luego le pueden hacer... Bueno, no importa. Lo voy a pensar, esa idea no me desagrada.
Et la Izuna avec la Lupis Technologia. Bon, en gros, c'est une théorie qu'on avait avec le Zanza, qui est un pote de l'équipe. En gros, Lupis contre Vanquish, contre Yumitsu et contre Dracotail. Juste, tu l'invoques, tu fais Typhon dessus et c'est super fort contre beaucoup de choses.
Le rompiste todas las trampas.
Ne gère pas de Typhon qui a Lupis en dessous. Genre, du coup, ça fait gagner tout seul contre ça. Et c'est pour ça qu'on a voulu augmenter le nombre de Lupis dans le main deck. Donc on a en gros 5 copies qui donnent accès à Lupis. Pour en avoir un, mais essayer de pas avoir pas trop briques dessus. Et ça a super bien marché en vrai.
Lo que sí pueden hacer es Faimena y meter Úrgula. Si no han hecho Úrgula. Voy a pensarlo bien, voy a testearlo bien.
C'était trop bien de juste faire des Lupis gratuits comme ça. Il y en a 2 qui donnent accès à Lupis. Et ce qu'elle ne gère pas Tail. Juste tu l'invoques, tu fais contre Vanquish, contre Yu, avec un pote de l'équipe. En gros, Lupis contre Vanquish, contre Yumitsu et contre Dracotail. Juste, tu l'invoques, tu fais Typhon dessus et c'est super fort contre beaucoup de choses. Genre, Yumitsu ne gère pas de Typhon qui a Lupis en dessous. Genre, du coup, ça fait gagner tout seul contre ça. Et c'est pour ça qu'on a voulu augmenter le nombre de Lupis dans le main deck. Donc, on a en gros 5 copies qui donnent accès à Lupis. Pour en avoir un, mais essayer de pas avoir pas trop briques dessus. Et ça a super bien marché en vrai. C'était trop bien de juste faire des Lupis gratuits comme ça. Il y en a 2, il y a le 3e en side parce que c'est la technologie.
Belle technologie. En plus, on l'a vu en action en stream. Donc...
Ah oui, vraiment. Ben, en fait, le ballon qui tape et qui fait Zeus dessus, on fait pareil, on remplace le ballon par un Zeus et c'est le même principe.
Ouais. Par un Typhoon, tu veux dire, c'est ça.
De quoi?
Par un Typhoon.
J'ai dit quoi?
Par un Zeus. Mais ça revient même parce qu'après,
ouais,
il y a Zeus qui arrive.
Typhoon, fait un Zeus, ouais, voilà. En gros, c'est le but, c'est
de faire Typhoon et le va faire
Zeus. Donc ça régale bien. Attention, on va tout casser là.
Ok, boss.
Ensuite, on a la brique forcément, parce que c'est pour le mieux convertir sur Fuvalos. Et non, la carte est vraiment bien, surtout qu'on joue plein de canines en extra. fait des létales aussi sur ton top 8. Ça fait des... Sur le top 8, ça fait de létal je crois que j'avais avant le létal.
J'ai vu un Jax into la quick.
Ah oui, peut-être. Non, voilà, carte et pixels, genre. Pour la partie des Vanquish Tool, on a le Razen, le boss. Limité, c'est pas grave, on en a 3. Mais en vrai, bon, c'est chiant pour la ratio de feu, mais sinon, qu'il soit limité, c'est pas ça grave. En vrai, c'est même bien des fois, je trouve, parce que les gens, ils sont trop contents de te le bannir et du coup, ils te bannissent pas autre chose. Alors que si t'as déjà ton denle qui tourne, c'est pas trop grave d'avoir le Razen banni. Donc, non, en vrai, c'est fine. 3 Mad Love pour aller piocher sur Saryuja. Il faut bien des cartes pour combo. Elle est un peu nulle à prendre roll, mais sur ton board elle est broken et le terrain fait trop de choses. Holy shit! La meilleure carte du deck.
¿Tú cuánto tiempo te toma aprender el deck, combos, diferentes líneas y matchups? Vale, Diego, no sabría responderte eso, sinceramente.
Le deck est basé sur le fait d'avoir des charmies post-side et vraiment c'est elle
no
qui
sé. Es que
charmies,
define aprender.
Ça rend le deck vivant, ça...
El combo sus diferentes líneas y matchups no es necesario que juegue el deck. Pasó por ejemplo con Malice.
Le niveau est parfait.
Yo jugaba Rise al Mitsu y le supe jugar al Malice siempre.
Long.
Y hubo un momento donde dejé el Rise al Mitsu, cambié a Malice y una semana después con el Malice afortunadamente me llevé un regional en Mérida justamente. De más de 200 personas.
En vrai, j'aimerais bien. J'en ai jamais joué 3. Genre là, j'en ai joué 3 forcément parce que je jouais.
Pero aprender a jugar un deck, eso sí no sabría. Creo que varía, ¿no?
Et bon, là, à 3, il est un peu nul, mais il le faut, quoi. C'est un peu de l'Entire Requirement, mais qui sert bien quand même.
No sé, ouais.
Burger Valius. Tous les plays stylés de Vanquish, il y a ça dans l'équation. Genre, c'est trop bien. C'est trop cool de pouvoir tag out tout le monde, genre... En fait, le but, c'est d'avoir toujours un ça en main, quand t'es jamais targetable. Et en gros, tu fais...
No sabría decirte eso de...
Tu switches avec l'autre, etc. Et tu fais
a veces...
clac.
Et il paraît que tous les deux, ça fait OTK.
O sea, no debería ser mucho, en mi opinión. Nunca me había puesto a pensar en eso, sinceramente. O sea, el Yumimitsu... Pues creo que me tomó una semana también, el Malice también, pero siempre salen líneas nuevas. Todas las líneas, no sé si existen.
Mais à 2 pas nécessaire. La mi-brick et la grosse brick.
Igual lo de los matchups.
À skip, il y en a qui la jouent pas en mains, la piège, mais genre le board Vanquish n'existe pas, ça en vrai, du coup, je pense qu'il faut la jouer quand même.
Es más que nada entender el deck, analizar y razonar el deck.
Avec, genre j'ai mis 7000, puis stand-by, sur un côté, j'ai dit hop là, tu prends 1000. Et c'était cool. Mais en gros, là, quand tu as des starters à base de Mad Love, de Razen, de Holy n'importe quoi, tu vas souvent pas sur les canines parce que tu crées un nib ou un truc bizarre. Et du coup, tu veux le.
Se supone, ¿verdad? Saldrá nueva Malice para ver si comprarme la Malice, me espero. Debería salir, en teoría,
c'est un board qui est trop dur
antes de la YCS 300.
Beaucoup de decks. Donc voilà, il faut la piège, je pense. Les free spots, il n'y en a pas des masses. Mais bon, il y a Olisu et Izuna. Fuvalos, parce qu'il est divin, genre, il fait. C'est le principe de Olisu. Il va te chercher les combinaisons, il est incroyable. Ablos, c'est un feu, ça négate les charmies, franchement il n'y a pas beaucoup plus de débattre sur H. Et les 38 et 39-40, Call by Talent. En gros mon deck prend un peu de rôle. Je vais pas dire qu'il le prend fort non plus parce que tu as beaucoup de starts qui vont pouvoir se débrouiller très bien dessous. Mais en gros ces 2 cartes se sont décidées à l'interaction qu'elles avaient avec Droll. À la base, ça pouvait être des small words, ça pouvait être des prospérités, et en fait, juste l'interaction de Droll m'a fait considérer plus ces 2-là. Surtout que Talent, c'est pratique et ça lui déjà, genre si tu l'as et qu'on te trap, tu l'actives, si on te trap pas, que t'as vu la main, tu dis hop là il va sous le deck, et puis c'est fine. Et donc Callby est trop bien comme carte, genre en main deck aujourd'hui, il faut tous pour accompagner de Bounty. Et token officiel pour accompagner les trucs, pour pas qu'on se décu. Et merci à Danilo pour ça. Pour l'extra maintenant, on a 2 rochers dans l'italien pour jouer à domicile. En gros, j'en ai acheté un pour le target à Cherries il y a longtemps et il était italien. Voilà, c'est tout, l'anecdote. Le reste des links, SP qui est souvent là pour contrer Nibiru et Saryuja qui fait le bridge entre Canine et Vanquish. Il n'y a pas beaucoup plus à dire, hein. Les 4 font le taf.
Et 1, 2,
3, 4. Il y a 2 Reapers. Ça c'est la deck de Zanza. En gros, genre, on a fait le deck ensemble, on s'est dit, une Reaper, oui, ça va suffire. Je veux le deck une soirée. J'ai rappelé le Zanza, je lui ai dit, ouais, 2 Reapers c'est bien en vrai. Il me disait, non mais c'est pas mal, 2, tu essaieras. Ouais, 2 c'est trop bien en fait. En fait, tout est grind à base de Noro, etc. Ils n'existent pas si t'as pas de Reaper. Du coup, vraiment très cool. Et ça permet d'avoir plus de flexibilité avec ta magie rapide. Tu peux en activer facilement 2 dans un duel. Parce que tu fais une qui évoque, souvent c'est ça sur ça, tu vois. Et la deuxième, ça peut être genre ça sur ça. Et voilà. Ouais, du coup, on a les canines, Werewolf, le Jack qui sont pratiques. En gros, ça c'est surtout fort pour quand tu prends un Murakumo sur ta Reaper. Ta Izuna elle va faire invoquer un lui qui a pété un, puis ta magie elle va réinvoquer un lui qui va repéter un, rebannir un. Et c'est super fort. Non, très content du package canine comme ça. Valon le boss.
Il est trop fort.
Ouais, de fou. Genre, mais tout le monde l'a cut.
Tout le monde voulait pas le jouer alors que genre contre Dracotail il fait trop le café et genre Book of Moon c'est une interruption qui est vachement forte contre certains decks.
Ouais c'est ça, genre vraiment il trade trop bien dans tout genre. En gros la strat c'est on s'est rendu compte, qu'est-ce qu'on fait avec une Izuna contre Dracotail? On invoque quoi genre? Je vais montrer le reste de l'extra parce que on s'en fout un peu. Le reste de l'extra en X5 c'est lui et après il y a des typhons etc. Et en fait genre si on fait ça, il sera targetable parce que si on se prend du coup c'est un peu nul et surtout il peut pas taper dans tout le monde parce qu'il est tout petit. Lui, il va taper dans un goulamel, mais le goulamel va remonter en main grâce à la piège, du coup on ne prend pas de 2 dessus. Et en fait, il n'y a que lui. Parce que lui, il dit, je vais monstre face down, et derrière, je vais taper dans mon face down. Donc en fait, il met la target pour le typhon. C'est ce qui passe en finale d'ailleurs. Genre, si je fais pas face down le Cupsy, j'ai nulle part où taper en fait. Enfin, oui, mais il a fait SP, mais s'il avait juste dit, je mets plein de body, genre lui, juste, il dit, oh, je tape qui, je sais pas quoi faire. Et du coup, voilà, il met sa target lui-même comme un grand. Bon, ça marche, c'était là surtout pour Dracotail. Ça s'avère aussi utile contre Yumi, mais contre Yumi, on peut faire ça assez tranquillement aussi. Donc voilà, Valon est trop fort. Le reste, c'est le paquet Nash Knight. Ouais, en vrai, c'est le handboard qui, qui abuse un peu. Genre, tu mets lui souvent et ça va te gagner la game tout seul. Genre, cette interaction est trop fort. Et non, c'est une bonne engine pour faire lui qui attache. Et c'est une bonne engine à Zeus surtout, je fais souvent des Zeus 4 avec ça. Non, c'est très cool. Faut pas en jouer plus, je pense, parce que Valon a le mérite d'exister. Et voilà, très content de ça. Et les 2 GOAT, les 2 robots. Typhon pour la Lupis Technologia. Donc voilà, il bat tout seul Yumitsu, sauf une fois contre... j'ai oublié son nom. Typhon pour la Lupis Technologia. Donc voilà, il bat tout seul Yumitsu, sauf une fois contre... j'ai oublié son nom.
Klein Graver, je crois, c'est celui qui fait finale avec Luna au Worlds.
Ouais, lui. En gros, genre, je fais le typhon, je suis bien, genre, je me dis, bon voilà, Yumitsu, le game plan, on va taper dans le RAL, on va faire un 2, c'est fine. Et là, il fait FIP, et il me le prend, il fait Goddess avec. J'étais là, oh non, ma stratégie ne marche plus. Et le Zeus pour convertir tout et Broken Zeus. Petit side deck.
J'ai oublié une carte.
J'ai oublié une carte? Ah ouais, là. Inscription Gravekeeper. Qu'est-ce que ça fait ça? En gros, ça dit soit. Je sais pas, je suis fatigué. Soit tu déclares un effet. Tu dis soit pas de reborn, soit pas d'effet en cimetière, soit pas de banni du cimetière. C'est pour les 2 joueurs, pour les 2 tours, c'est activé en début de main phase. Et en gros, le deck Vanquish n'est pas impacté par beaucoup de ces effets-là. Le plus chiant, c'est pas de reborn. Et tout le reste, franchement, c'est fight. Ça cut que Lupis. Et pas de bannir, ça cut rien. Et en gros, c'est une bonne carte contre Dracotail, c'est une bonne carte contre Yumi, c'est une bonne carte contre Mitsurugi. C'est une floodgate, donc tu l'actives, c'est résolu et tu es tranquille. Et que dire de plus? Non, c'est vraiment bien, ça se met en go second aussi. En go second, je la rentre contre Yumi, je la rentre contre Malice. Non, vraiment, la carte est trop cool. Son seul défaut, c'est que si la pêche sur Salut Jazz, ça sert à rien. Voilà, parce que tu peux l'activer qu'en début d'une phase. C'est son seul défaut, mais à part ça, la carte est vraiment trop forte.
La technologie.
La technologie.
C'est quoi cette carte?
C'est pas une mauvaise carte en vrai. Non, c'est cool. Je crois pas que je l'ai. Est-ce que je l'ai activé quand j'ai chez les first? Je crois que je l'ai juste activé en go second. Contre Malice et en finale contre le Yumi, mais c'était déjà fini normalement. Et on peut la jouer, donc on la joue en fait. C'est la meilleure floodgate actuellement. Voilà, pas beaucoup plus à dire. Est-ce qu'il mérite d'être ban? Je sais pas, je pense que je m'en fous un peu. Ouais. Les deux autres one-off. Le shifter, c'est. Est-ce qu'on peut avoir une game gratuite contre un cocktail? Oui, bon, on va la prendre. Hein. Et le troisième, Loupis. En gros, quand tu Mitsu, bah, tu joues à 3 Loupis et tu essaies de décaler le typhon, comme on a dit. C'est un peu le meilleur payoff contre Yumitsu à piocher sur les Charmies. Et les Charmies, ils sont là. 3 Purulia, 3 Meowth, et voilà, on pioche. Hein. C'est facile, contre Malice, on met les 9. Parce que si on va en piocher 2, parce que le premier va se faire H. Voilà, c'est la théorie. Et non, ça marche plutôt bien, en vrai, je suis content. Genre, en fait, t'as le meilleur deck Charmis du jeu. Genre, si le mec te fait piocher, que tu as une combinaison de Olisu ou même une Izuna qui peut être chiante dans beaucoup de match-up.
Ah, c'est terrifiant.
Le mec explose en fait, c'est pas possible. Donc voilà, Charmis incroyable. Et drôle parce que je prévoyais un peu de miroir et beaucoup bon contre Mitsu, c'est quand même pratique. Mitsu me faisait un peu peur donc j'ai voulu rentrer ça. À la base j'avais Chaos Hunter pour Malice, mais au final je me suis dit qu'en rentrant les 9 Charmies plus les inscriptions, ça allait bien se faire.
Ok.
Et puis on a fini, encore merci à la pizza.
Très bien le boss, merci à la pizza, merci à toi aussi pour la profile. Est-ce que tu as des petits shout-outs?
Ah, j'ai beaucoup de shout-outs.
Bueno. Aquí lo más interesante es lo de la Lupis. Me gustó mucho. Está muy bueno lo que les digo. Jugar Lupis. La única Lupis como hand trap contra el Draco. No se me hace tan mala idea. Metes Sky Crisis, luego Zeus. No pueden hacerle nada al Zeus. O sea, de todas maneras es Quick Effect, pero al Sky Crisis más que nada. Si pega, pega. El problema es que tienen que bajar Úrgula o otro mono. No sé. Bueno chicos, hasta aquí vamos a dejar el stream de hoy. Mañana vamos a tener un último stream. Rumbo a la YCS de Mérida. ¿Robarlo? ¿Cómo así, Oscar? O sea, jugarías 3, no hay pedo, güey. Y así no juegas triple y suena Lupis. Juegas triple Lupis porque ahí sí no le pueden hacer Ash Bell. Y no tienes que jugar Reaper, solo Lupis, lo cual no se me hace tan mala idea. Y contra el Mirror también se me hace increíble. Dale, Jaime. Ya regresa, Jaime. Bueno, chicos, mañana tal vez el stream sea más corto porque maybe salgamos a jugar o porque pues querramos dormir un poco porque el vuelo sale a las 11:40 de la mañana del jueves. Entonces, así fue el recapitulación de las listas. Vamos a considerar el Lupis. Jugar 3 Lupis. Está cagado, pero suena bien. No suena mal, no le pueden hacer nada. O sea, lo único que le pueden hacer es Impulse. Sí. Bueno, chicos. Ahora sí, hasta aquí vamos a dejar el stream de hoy. Muchas gracias a los que estuvieron desde el inicio y los que llegaron hasta el final. Igual se les agradece bastante. Ya saben, no olviden dejar su like. Recuerden compartir con sus amigos, suscríbanse y hasta la próxima. Nos vemos mañanita. Chao.